we're live.
Mm-hmm.
I thought of that.
We're live. Yes, Lonely Marks coming back, talking some wrestling. But we're not alone. We've got a special guest with us. JPO, this is your friend. So why don't you introduce
Yes,
him?
to rank out the fifth panel for the rank 'em that we're about to do for best tag teams pre-2000s, a man who's been a multiple-time tag team champion himself. You may have seen him on MLW and all the major companies in Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, it's DX, the X.
Dr. Dex, Dr. Cornwallis, the boss Hoss is here, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Glad to be here, boys.
Thanks for being
Happy
here.
to
Appreciate
have
it.
you.
And a tag team champion in multiple promotions. So,
I said that. I tried giving you your flowers.
yeah, you did.
You just wanted to reiterate it for people that maybe weren't listening or
Still haven't been real pro. Still haven't been real pro tag team champion. But that's okay.
Plus, you fought for him. You and the Laws had a really good match back in the day.
Yeah, it was a good match. Renegades versus the Law. Law boys.
mm-hmm.
On YouTube.
And only two of them are still wrestling. Hunter and me.
So
You know,
it was Renegade.
if I was a betting man, I probably would have made that bet maybe because Hunter's fantastic. I've always dug you. Yeah, I'm not too surprised. Brandon was great too, though. Brandon and Chris were also great too.
Oh yeah.
It was Renegades versus the
Awesome.
Law, you said?
The
yeah,
Law
Renegade
Brothers.
versus the Law Bros.
So you fought the Law and the Law won. Thank you.
Yes.
What? Or was it like a double DQ? I'm not sure if anyone won
I
actually.
don't know. I don't know.
No.
I just remember
Yeah,
someone dived on me and I fell back. They jumped off the stage or something, like on the entrance stage, or Jordan, and they jumped on me, and I called them, and I fell back, and I looked to my right, and there was the stairs right next to my head. Like I was this close to breaking my neck.
Oh well, chill,
I probably
tell
would
me
have broke
that.
my neck. I probably would have broken my
Yikes.
neck, but that's another story.
Yeah, that would have been better. Yeah, fuck those
Yeah.
steps.
Fuck those steps.
The rest of the Lonely Marks are here as well. JPO, how are you doing?
It's been a rough day physically for me actually, but I'm here. I'm alive.
I feel it. Richie, how are you doing?
I won the tag titles on WWE 2K25. Good to be here. And also, I just want to remind people that this week, Jungle Boy bit Okada on the dick. I always like to remind people because that was fun.
Bit of caught on dick at the AEW?
Mm-hmm.
OnlyFans actually. It was on OnlyFans.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
Don't spoil the news, Richie.
Yeah.
Was that later?
Is that
It's Thursday.
It's your headline?
Major headline. Big
Bit on the
guy
dick.
got bitten off.
Jungle Boy bites dick a Japanese man. Speaking of the Japanese man, that's a terrible segue. Austin, how's it going?
That's news to me. But never. I don't really. I've never done a DNA test, so maybe. I mean, there's a possibility, like way back in the day. But I was gonna say my accolades. I've ref tag team title matches. Does that count? Like around Florida and Georgia?
Yeah, that counts. That
I've refed a lot of those back in the days of Heartbreak Express and the loggers and the lifeguards and all kinds of various teams around Florida.
He knows Sean.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I know Sean. I ref for
shoot.
Sean many. I ref the infamous bloodiest match ever that's on YouTube from Georgia with the Heartbreak Express versus was it Vordell and Dagan, I think. Vordell Walker and Dagan Briggs. Something like that.
Yeah.
Super bloody match, yeah. And then their match with John Davis and Corey down in Orlando. I was ripping that one too, where John got his head busted open with staples. Yeah.
I think I've met you, Austin, before.
We probably crossed paths at some point. I haven't lived in Florida for over 6 years, but I refed a lot in the late 2000s and the 2010s. So
cool.
I've been around. Yeah.
So if you were wondering what gave us the right to rank tag teams, Dax has been in tag team matches, JPO has booked tag team matches, Austin has refed tag team matches, and Richie and I have watched tag team
There you go. We got everything covered. So I think we're good.
And Richie's moniker name is What a Rush.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an expert.
That doesn't say.
Of course.
Yeah, we are going to do things a little different than normal. We are going to kick it. Usually we save like the big thing for the end of the show, but we're going to flip it and reverse it, or whatever Missy Elliott said. We're going to rank them first. So the way this is going to work is pretty soon Pez will take over just because I don't want to.
Yeah, I got it. Well, that's usually just how it works, anyways. But yes, we'll do
We're
that.
going to nominate teams. We're going to say yes or no. And once we get 12, we'll rank them. That's why it's called rank them.
Yeah, so in a moment, we will get things going. We're going to be doing a top 12 tag teams. We just said pre-2000, so kind of classic tag teams. And you're only going to consider for this ranking their accomplishments pre-2000. So nothing after the year 1999. We'll count in their accomplishments or their accolades of whatever you're going for. Yes, in a moment, we'll start with Jacob. He'll start with the first, whatever team he wants to nominate first. Everybody on the panel will get to chime in either a yes or a no, and then a quick reason why or why not. And then, we'll see if it makes it once the 12 spots are all filled up. And I'll post those in the private chat as we get going so you can kind of keep track of everything. Then we'll go backwards and we'll go from 12 to 1 and rank the tag teams that are on the table. So from 12 to 1, what we think the top 12 are. So fairly simple as we go along.
Hey, Pez.
Yeah.
Hey, Pez, real quick. So you said off accomplishments, not skill and talent.
Well, I mean, skill. I'm just saying, like, you can't, like, if they came back in the 2000s,
never had belts, but they were.
Well, no, I'm just mean like their general skills, accomplishments.
Okay, so it's not just.
I just mean their presence in wrestling. So if they came back post 2000, later, something like that, and did some stuff, you can't be like, well, they also came back in 2006 and da 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 da. Like that's not gonna like be.
That doesn't count towards it. Yeah, that's fine.
Right. No. I just mean like their general presence, accomplishments, skills, whatever.
As far as we're concerned, it's the year 2000. That's what you're mean.
Yeah, basically, and we're going what we had previously. So that's all it is. That's all we mean by that. So because when we do the 2000s, it'll be the same thing. When we get into that, it'll be like who are the ones of the 2000s? Those years, things like that. So all right, but we'll get things started.
Rico and Rikishi.
That's right. Mr. Barber, I'll let you go first next to me, and I'll go last. But kick us off. What is your first nomination?
Yeah, I'm very well prepared for this. Apparently, I didn't save my list, so I'm going based off memory. But the Hart Foundation was a team that I really enjoyed. I thought they complemented each other really well. Bret Hart, the kind of the technical guy, and then Jim Neidhart coming in being the big, kind of bruiser. I think they complemented each other really well. I think they had some really good matches. A team that I always enjoy going back and checking out from time to time. So I'll go with the Hart Foundation.
All right, JPO, what do you say about Jim the Anvil Neidhart and Bret Neidhart of the Hart Foundation?
I don't have that kind of beard, but if I could,
you gotta make like a bad joke and then just go.
Actually, he has your pose a little bit. Like if you freeze frame it, Jordan, he does your pose.
Yeah,
he just does it in motion. Like they just use Sora to animate it. Jordan.
I stole it from Simon Diamond. That's my real story. But I think some of these first rounders might be pretty big yeses. Later on, I think we might have some no's here. But I think a yes for Bret and Jim. Great team in the late '80s, early '90s here, and I think they had different kind of styles, which helped to mix a really good team. Good gear too. Looked like a team, and it's a big yes for me.
All right, Dax, what do you say about the Hart Foundation here, Nay?
I think one of the best. I think if I was going to criticize them, which is hard to criticize them because they had they were a well-oiled machine. They were smooth, and they complemented each other. One was the technical skills guy, which is Bret, and Jim was the bruiser and the power in it. So I thought they complemented well. I think, and I like that they wore pink tights. Match of pink tights, but no men would wear pink tights. I think that was they weren't afraid of getting out there, and it popped in those arenas. But from a wrestling standpoint, I feel like to an average viewer, sometimes they were not as flashy as a lot of the teams from that era as well. I think that was be the only thing I would kind of get on them, but they were incredible. Heart Attack finisher was killer. So
Yes. All right.
So you say yes?
So that's yes.
yeah, top 12.
I mean, just saying, would you put them in the 12? Yes or no? Like essentially.
Yes.
Okay. That's all. That's all. Yeah, we're going for
Mhm.
initially right
Okay.
now. We're not ranking them yet. We're
Oh,
just
I'm
getting,
sorry. You don't want
No.
the
No. These are just we're just determining which ones make the overall list, and then we will
You
rank
got
them.
it.
So,
Mhm.
so should it be as a part of the group of 12? Essentially, yes or no?
Yeah.
So I'll take this. Yes, Richie.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much a no-brainer. The best tag teams of all time. I thought like it was with the tag teams called the Hart Foundation, and then they did they you know it turned into a faction, also called the Hart Foundation. And like you know, and be creative, come up with it. but no, but no, it was they're no they're a fantastic tag team, and yeah, I think they're one of the all-time greats and they're deserving of this list. So yeah, sure.
Yeah, no, they're definitely on my list as well. I think they kind of personified late 80s, early 90s WWF kind of tag team division, kind of the cornerstones of them, always having really good matches. And yeah, Neidhart definitely better as a tag team wrestler than a singles wrestler. I can say that for sure. But he did his role really well. And there's a couple of tag teams, I think, on the list that, would qualify as that as well, where the guy played their part very, very well. And it works as a unit. So yeah, no, big yes to the Heart Foundation. It's on my list. So Heart Foundation will be the first of the group of 12. So far. So starting off strong for Jacob. Mr. Owens, what is your first nomination for the list?
Yeah, let me take a quick look here. One of the teams that I think actually you might think necessarily in the 2000s, but I think you got to also look at their ECW work where they're even more brutal on the mic and in the ring. I think the Dudleys also belong on this list as well here. Bubba and Devon here. Again, very tail end for the WWF there, but again, I'm talking their ECW work here. When it's multiple Dudleys, these were the two that gelled and became the two Dudleys that we know the most of. Not held back in ECW on the mics. Bubba was vicious here. They could actually start a real riot here. They were fun to watch in the ring. There's a reason why they got stolen by the WWF towards the end of the decade. So I think the Dudleys also belong on this list.
All right. Dax, yeah, you're an A to the Dudleys being on this list for 2000.
Yeah, they were definitely not even on my list because I almost view them more as a post 2000 tag team. I think Devon's first year was like, is it 97, 98, Jordan? He wasn't that, like, when he was a Dudley, he was like just starting out too as a wrestler. I don't remember them being.
I mean, they're tag champs by '97. So
by
there's like
'97,
which is
okay.
March '97. Yeah,
So
they're
they had
tag
like
champs
3
already.
years.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, I love ECW. I love the Dudleys. I just I didn't think that they would be that high. Considered if you took all wrestling, the body of wrestling prior to that. So I'm gonna say no,
Okay.
just because of that.
I brought
Uh,
you into this show and you do not.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say no because I don't think there's enough body of work. 4 years isn't enough, in my opinion. But that's just off me saying. But they're spectacular. I love them.
All right.
But
Okay, so far one yes, one no. Richie, what do you say?
Yeah, oh man, I am. Is there another option called fence sitter that which will come back? You can come back to later.
Now,
I'm yeah struggling. I think what Devon. I'm pretty sure Devon started with. Wasn't he with Mustafa Saeed and like New Jack for a little briefly, and then he went with with Bubba Ray from Dudley's. Pretty sure, but well, yeah, again, it doesn't fit your point because they were, they kind of got established in the late '90s. But in pretty
no,
yeah.
you Taylor Lorded, Richie. No, he starts off in a random tag match in '96, but then his second match is already a Dudley Boy.
Okay.
You're thinking of D'Lo, maybe.
Okay. Well, yeah. Look, I'll give it a slight yes, but when it comes if it gets in when it comes to ranking, it will be on the lower end.
Hey, no, we don't need to know that. Save that for later.
So the Dudley Boys are on my list. I'm going to say yes because I think we should consider outside promotions besides NWA, besides WCW, besides WWF. And when you think of ECW, the other major promotion, the team you think of in the 90s that was the cornerstone of ECW and the premier tag team that came out of that, 8-time ECW tag team champions, it is the Dudley Boys. And their work in ECW is the reason they even got signed to the WWF in the first place. So, I think it's totally valid to count at least one team from ECW, if not two. I could almost make an argument for another one
I
a little
could too.
later.
I'm
I'm just saying, but when you think tag team wrestling in ECW, the Dudley Boys were it. Starting riots, the work on the mic, their work in the ring. They were the team to beat there. So I'm going to say yes to the Dudley Boys, even in the 90s.
Yeah.
Jacob?
Oh, well, my vote doesn't matter now, but it's okay because I was also gonna lean towards no, but like all great points, and I actually wasn't sure. I was on the fence, but since we are doing like pre-2000s, and we're like we have this huge like span of time to consider, like it's such a short time that I think there's other tag teams, but like it would be like a number 13 if I was to, because like it was. I hear all the points.
You better nominate every tag team you nominate, and better be a 5+ years. Then Jay.
My next
Yeah,
nomination.
I was going to say there's going to be other ones that come up that I think are around the same amount of time, and y'all
Yeah. That's
make
why.
it seem like
It's
they
not
were
that
together for
short.
a longer time than
It's
they
not a
were.
Dudley's Hardy's thing. Like
Yeah.
like they're killing it for about 3-4 years already.
But it does slightly make it in. It's 3-2, so
Right on.
they do make the overall list for the Dudley Boys. So, Dax, what is your first nomination for this list?
Rockers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not the El Snow Rockers. No offense.
Oh no.
Actually, I think that was post. Was that post 2000?
Oh no, that's 90s. That's
What
before
about
Al
Ace?
Snow.
But that doesn't count. That doesn't count. But to me, number one, Rockers. They did win the world championships, but at a house show, which they never counted, and they gave the belts back. So, it's
Actually, it
really
was a
sad.
TV taping, but the rope broke, so they decided not to air the show.
That's what it was. Yep, that's what it was. But to me, it hurts me now, like now, that the Rockers never got the belts because they worked with everybody, like all the big names, put on the best shows. I actually thought Marty was the better wrestler of the two. Sean, of course, HBK, he is what he is. Then when they broke up, like that was such a big deal that it's like a meme now. If any tag team they turn on each other, it goes back to the Rockers and Janetti and Sean with the barbershop. So
All right.
That's who I'm gonna put in there.
All right. So the Rockers are on the table. Richie, what do you say?
That was going to be my next nomination, my first nomination, and so obviously and the ring broke, and Vince thought the ring breaking would overshadow their win, which sometimes I know 2025 Vince is like persona non grata, but he makes good decisions sometimes, and I thought that was a good decision because that would probably overshadow the win. But it does suck that they never got the tag titles. But they both complement each other really well. I think they both have really good chemistry, and I think if they weren't as popular, that obviously that famous barbershop angle wouldn't have hit as well. But they're such they're such an influential tag team. I mean, I wish it'd be nice if they went to the Hall of Fame, but I don't know if it'll happen just due to Marty's kind of hijinks. But we'll see what happens. That'd be nice. It'd be nice. But I would definitely say yes. I think that they're one of my favorite tag teams. So yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'll give it a solid yes. I think they were kind of ahead of their time, just even in their ring work. They're just wrestling a more kind of fast paced match, a lot of counters, a lot of big moves, and yeah, not like a big man, little man, tag team that was prevalent around then, or two giant guys. Yeah, really just kind of running circles around everybody. You go back and watch a lot of those pay per view matches, and there's like some of the best matches on the show, the retro shows we've done on here. So, yeah, I'll give a solid yes to the Rockers. Jacob.
I will follow that up with another yes. Yeah, I think yeah, in ring, I thought they were really good. Yeah, shame they never won the tag titles, and yeah, for the longest time it was, oh, when this tag team breaks up, who's going to be the Genetti? So their place in history, I think, is solidified. So it's going to be a yes.
All right, and JPO, round us out. Yes or no?
No, absolutely big yes here. I'm a huge Shawn Michaels guy, and that starts off with the Rockers here. Team, potentially ahead of their time, or maybe even perfect for their time here too, because in a land of big men, they were the flashy, both in ring attire and in ring work as well, bringing out the best matches out of people like a Big Boss Man and Akeem and whatnot, making them work that next level here. And yeah, infamous breakup too. That's kind of the staple for real juicy tag team breakup. And yeah, the Rockers, unfortunately, not Leaf Cassidy.
All right. 3 for 3 here. All three teams so far making it in. Richie, can you keep the streak going? What you got?
Yeah, hopefully. I won't. I'm not going to do any short-lived tag teams. So my first nomination is Owen Hart. And, yeah, that's my great. No, no, just kidding. It's go if we're going cross promotions. I feel like we got to acknowledge other promotions as well. And one of the best bit of tag teams at WCW was Harlem Heat. Harlem Heat rules. And you could say, I feel like you could make the argument that's even a lot can be said about Stevie Ray as a singles, but as a tag team, it worked. As he worked as a muscle of that group with his brother, and it was just that chemistry worked, and they just had that, that they just had that aura about them, and I think it was, I think that they really clicked, and I think there's, I'm glad that glad they're in the Hall of Fame. They're a fantastic tag team. Well, did they win the tag titles? What, like 8 times? Was it 8 times? 10 times? I don't remember. They won tag team titles a lot in WCW. Good reason, because they're really good, and and I think that I was going to say that they stayed together for the most part until right at the end, because they have to break up tag teams eventually, in WCW. But but like that tag team is, I think people think about WCW tag teams, they still, Harlem Heat still gets brought up because it's fantastic, but they're great. So Harlem Heat.
Yeah, you actually undersold it, Richie. 10-time WCW Tag Team Champions. So, I mean, definitely kind of the premier tag team. At least that was like kind of homegrown in WCW. I mean, we could talk about one or two other ones that were in WCW, but definitely like one of the first ones I think of when I think about WCW, especially early to mid '90s. There, excellent tag team. Booker T, obviously, kind of the big workhorse of the group, but Stevie Ray, similar to Neidhart, a good tag team specialist, as the bruiser, as the muscle. Not so great as a singles wrestler, but he did his part in Harlem Heat, and it worked really well, and they had great chemistry. So, it's on my list as well. I'll definitely say yes to Harlem Heat. Jacob?
Yeah, if they didn't get brought up in the first round of nominations, I would have brought the time tag team champs. They were also tag team of PWI's tag team of the year 2 years in a row. Definitely like the tag team. At least for me, like the tag team I think of when I think of WCW in the 90s. So I think they absolutely deserve to be on the list.
Yeah, JPO, yes or no to Harlem Heat?
And one of the best theme songs too. It's a banger. Always fun to listen to that. Kane and Cole. I'll give a yes to as well here. Harlem Heat, dope attire. Booker T ended up being a breakout singles, but the tag team themselves do deserve, as far as work rate too, maybe one of the best WCW in that decade.
Yeah, Dax, round us out. Yeah or nay to Harlem Heat?
I'm gonna say yes. I actually think Stevie Ray is actually kind of underrated. He just kind of fans look at him when they broke up, and they just hated him so much. And Booker had such a more acrobatic, in that time a more acrobatic wrestling style. And being that they're two black guys in the most southern promotion, prominent southern promotion, and they excelled like they did, says so much. You know what I mean? Because that was old school times. Back back in the day, and they were able to accomplish that much, which is pretty fantastic. As baby faces too. You know what I mean? So I was always a big fan of Harlem Heat, and be more of a WWF guy when I was young, and then got into WCW when Hogan came over and everything. It definitely, they were a pleasant surprise when I migrated over to see to expand my knowledge into WCW. So
Yeah. All right, clean sweep for Harlem Heat making the list, our 14 there. Yeah, and as far as me, tag team, I've always been a huge fan of both them and their manager. Yeah, synonymous with NWA wrestling. I got to go the Midnight Express pretty easily here. Obviously very synonymous with the NWA, especially those Crockett era years. Whether it was the combination of Bobby Eaton and Dennis Condrey or Bobby Eaton and Stan Lane, I think they're both great in their own ways. Obviously, one of the best managers of all time with Jim Cornette on the outside, just really worked as a whole unit. And they just had banger matches with everybody. I mean, whether it's Rock and Roll or the Fantastics, the Southern Boys, the Samoan SWAT team. I mean, it really didn't matter who you put on the Road Warriors, whoever, like they just had great match after great match. Amazing chemistry, really innovative in the ring. Just the whole package, very, very entertaining. So whatever incarnation you like, I'll say the Midnight Express. So, Jacob?
Yeah, I think we're gonna get a lot of the yeses early on, which is gonna make those last few spots
Right.
a little tough because
Yes.
It's a yes. I think tag teams that you think of when you think of tag team wrestling. I'm not super familiar with like their matches. I've seen some. It's still like some of the classics. I'm still working my way through. Like I'm more of a late '90s, 2000s kid. That's when I got into wrestling. So that's kind of my bread and butter. But yeah, I think they definitely just based on the history deserve to be on the list.
All right, JPO, the Midnight Express, yay or nay?
Yeah, probably the yes. I'll say that I have the least probably knowledge on. I've probably seen the least of it here, but I know they definitely had some classics. With the Rock and Roll back in the day, here they are one of those solidified tag teams of that era that never got, unfortunately, like a lot of later love. But I think it definitely deserves to be on this list here. We need to go with some of the top tag teams prior to the 2000s.
All right, Dax, yay or nay to the Midnight Express?
I'll be quite frank with you. In the year 2000, I didn't even know who the Midnight Express were. I learned about them later on, looking back, on the network, and then studying as a wrestler, older wrestling. And I knew Bobby Eaton. Because he just has a look to him. Of course, I knew Jim Cornette, but it's a little bit before my time. A little bit as a fan, then grown into an adult, and then eventually a worker. I'm going to say no, just because I think there's a lot of other teams that should fit the bill for the 12. And I know Jim Cornette, so Jim will probably. But
Jim sees this, he's going to rip you a new asshole.
He would do that anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Dax, go get me a ham sandwich. Yeah, what he says.
Right.
I'm gonna say no, just because I'm trying to be honest with the 12, and I just don't. I think just from a popularity standpoint, I think the who's who in wrestling, or like who people know mainstream. I guess they weren't mainstream enough, but I'm also from New York, so it's hard for me to say that.
Gotcha. In the South, they know who Jim Cornette and the Midnight Express are.
Of course.
100%.
I'm all due respect. I'm just talking like mainstream.
Right. Well, they never. They briefly. They never got.
They WCW.
WWF. Yeah. Right. Yeah. No, I understand. Okay. Richie.
Would that be why that for whatever reason still not in the Hall of Fame to this day?
I think they were part of a lawsuit.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
I feel like
I
that's
think
drying up.
Bobby. I think Beautiful Bobby was part of a lawsuit.
Okay,
I.
well,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that might be drying up now, just because I know Demolition is kind of
Mm-hmm.
in with them. So, uh, which I might bring out later. I don't know. But yeah, I obviously there was also before my time, but I have watched enough to and I know their sort of influence, and yeah, like I think that some of the matches are quite they're definitely very hit of the time back then, and they're really entertaining. So yeah, I will I'll say yes.
All right. So Midnight Express before votes does make the list. All right, Jacob, we are back around to you, sir. What do you got?
Yeah, a team that from the '80s that I am a little more familiar with. The British Bulldogs. I thought the British Bulldogs were another team that I think complemented each other really well. I think another one where I think one guy went on to do a little bit more than the other, but as a tag team, I think they're awesome. Yeah, they were one of the teams. As I became an adult, like, oh, okay, I'm gonna. As I got into sort of the classics, this was a team that I think because of the Bret Hart Bulldog match, I'm like, oh, okay, well now I want to see some more of their like tag team stuff, and so I went back and yeah, I think yeah, they complemented each other really well. It's a shame they were only a one-time tag team champion in the WWF, but that was back when tag team wrestling was given focus and stuff. So, but I still think yeah, really really solid tag team, really really good. So British Bulldogs.
All right, JPO, what do you say about Davy Boy and the Dynamite Kid, the British Bulldogs?
This is one of those rank 'em ones, man. Where like, if they make them, I'm all for it. But I got people ahead of them again. Maybe just because there's a handful of matches I've seen and I dig them. Dynamite's great. This is maybe some of the peak of Bulldog to a degree. I have teams ahead of them personally, so it's a slight no.
Okay,
That was
Dax, British
like,
Bulldogs.
I'm gonna go with yes. And I know from a work rate perspective, they're probably one of the best of all time when it comes to that. Both of them, well, um, David, Davey evolved obviously into the British Bulldog, and Dynamite kind of faded out a little bit because he had health issues and things, other gremlins there. But I thought you look at their opponents, their matches, everything is just solid, work. They they were on three Manias or two, is that right? The early ones. The
They were
Bulldogs were in
on,
at least
yeah,
one
right.
WrestleMania. I know they were in one of the early WrestleManias, maybe three,
they were at WrestleMania 2, and then
two.
they were also at WrestleMania 4.
And
Yeah,
four, yeah, two and four. I knew they
uh-huh.
were. So I
Yes,
mean, they made the big stages. They kind of laid the foundation. Again, they had a little bit of an advantage, obviously, because they were in the Hart family. Um, you know, Davy Boy Smith is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. You know what I mean? Like my real name is David, but and that was just one connection, but like he he's like so high on my list. You can't forget him. And Dynamite's so good, And I'm fortunate enough to I'm good friends with Harry, his son. So who's in Japan right now, and I've actually met Dynamite's nephew, and he's wrestled AEW now, who looks just
huh.
like Dynamite. It's crazy. It looks like Dynamite, but yeah, man, just fantastic. Fantastic tag team. They put everything together. They can bake a cake.
All right, yeah.
You know.
Richie, yes or no to
So
the British Bulldogs?
again, I'm like fence sitting here. I feel like mate, it's easy for like a top 14 or something like that. I don't know. It's just hard because I like them both individually. I think they're fantastic wrestlers. I don't know if I've seen enough of them as tag team. I've heard they're great, and obviously, I believe that they would be they'd be great given that how great they are individually. I just haven't I didn't get exposed to much of their like tag team work. I haven't gone back to watch a lot of tag team work, and I just think there's probably people ahead of them that I've seen more of. So maybe I think I feel like his being the deciding vote would be fitting because I feel like you may have seen it more of the British Bulldog.
Let's
So
see.
I'll say no, but that's purely out of ignorance.
So I didn't have them on my list because I haven't seen a whole lot of them either. I've seen a few of their Stampede matches and a few of their kind of major, like some of the WrestleMania matches and whatnot. I haven't seen a whole lot outside of that, and then I kind of lose track of it because of the way Dynamite Kid just kind of dropped off the scene with his health issues there. So I sort of I remember they're a tag team, but I kind of forget about them in the greater tag team scene. And again, I'm kind of like JPO. I have other ones that I've seen way more of that I think are way more in the kind of the pop culture. So I'm gonna give it a slight no. So we have our first no to the British Bulldogs. So all right, there we go. All right, so I believe JPO is up next. So we'll see what happens here.
Well, I thought Richie would have done this by now, but I'll go with the Road Warriors, aka the Legion of Doom.
I didn't want to be obvious,
Hawk and Animal.
Wait,
I'll put
LOD
in your
is Road
name.
Warriors? What are you talking about, Jordan?
I mean, they look alike. I'll nominate both at once. I mean, just iconic look, digging the face paints, and since I grew up, I always just dug them. They always stood out. Fun action figures, fun looks. The shoulder pads, riding bikes to the ring sometimes. Even the addition of Palo Ring was fun at the point. But yeah, brawlers in the ring. They had a nice mystique about them. They felt like probably because they were actually kicking some ass in the ring as well. So he believed probably the truth. Tag championships in both of the major companies coming up, and yeah, look in ring. And again, Hawk and Animal, not Animal and Draws, just to clarify.
Mouthful. No.
Yeah,
Yes.
that is a
Dax, what do you say about the Road Warriors?
Well, I was going to talk about Heidenreich. Wasn't Heidenreich also?
2000s. We'll get to him next episode.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Next episode.
Yeah, man. Like these guys are, to me on the how's the thing with the presidents on it? With
Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore. That's
Yeah.
the term I'm looking for. They're definitely on my Mount Rushmore. I mean, no guys through as many clotheslines as the Legion of Doom. You watch their matches, there's just like clotheslines, and they're like the video game clotheslines where they're just like coming straight at them. Just pure power. Had that freaking superstar look, that paint. But really only could operate as a tag team, which was actually their biggest vice because Hawk obviously had problems and stuff. And Animal struggled after he was gone even though he rekindled some things with other folks. But when they were running hot in WCW, then they came to WWF, which I prefer to call them LOD. I just thought they were incredible. So definitely super high on the list for me. Big yes.
All right, Richie, I'm guessing you're going to say no based on your nickname. So
yeah. What a bunch of amateurs. No, definitely. Can we talk about how good Slappy was as a mascot? What a great puppet he was. But no, I love LOD. I think they're great. They're just great brawlers. My sort of style of wrestling. Just great sort of larger than life sort of characters. Iconic voices. The sort of smoke 20 10 pack a day kind of voice, but that's very very distinguished. The gravelly voice. Owens are one of the best tag team moves of all time. The Doomsday device, which if done well, it's great.
Or can kill you.
Yeah.
If they've done well, you can almost get paralyzed like Braun Breaker did on Survivor Series, almost. It's I think they're just a fantastic tag team. And then they look. I like tag teams that look like they could kick your ass. These guys could look like they could. You wouldn't let the other wrong side of them. So absolutely yes.
Yeah,
Hey,
no,
hey
100%.
Richie, I'm sorry. Hey, Richie,
Yeah.
who said "What a Rush"? Do you know which one said it?
I'm gonna. I thought you'd assume Hawk, but I'm gonna say Animal.
I always assumed it was Animal, but I actually think it was Hawk. I think the
Okay.
opposite.
Yeah.
I think it was Hawk because he had that raspy voice.
Yeah. So yeah, I no 100% yes for the Road Warriors. They had great matches with the Midnight Express, by the way, Dax. Go look them up. Great matches. But
Well, they just beat the shit out of them.
well, they
just beat the
Midnight
shit
sold
out
it well. That's the whole point. Is they knew how to
That's what they did,
work
bro.
with them.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, they definitely like. Some of the bigger guys that just got huge pops when they came out. They look like professional wrestlers. I remember the first time I was even aware of them. I have a distinct memory of like riding the bus when I was a kid in elementary school, and one of the kids on my bus had a backpack with the Road Warriors on it, and I was just like, "Who are those guys? Like those guys look crazy." It was like something out of a movie. Then I found out they were wrestlers. I'm like, "Those guys look like wrestlers." With the shoulder pads and the face paint, it kind of personified how big and theatrical kind of wrestling could be. They're in all the old War Games matches and a lot of fun. Totally a mainstay for a long time, and they'll probably be pretty high up on this list when we go to rank them. So I'll definitely say this.
Hawk never liked to didn't sell much, and he didn't like. He always kicked out at 3. Remember when they came back briefly just before Hawk passed, but using Kane and RVD, and then he kicked and Hawk kicked out right at the 3 after the 5-star, and he left the ring.
Yeah.
And then also Hawk and LOD's theme song it's a ringtone of one of the chicks in that movie Fall. It's like, that's kind of cool. So they've got like pop culture.
Jake, round us out for the Road Warriors. Here and there.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Sure, why not? All right. Road Warriors make the list. We've got 6 down, 6 to go. Let's see which ones still make it there. So JPO threw down the Road Warriors. Dax, what's your next nomination?
Steiner Brothers. Easy.
You stole my pick as well. So
you get my picks.
Mount Rushmore tag team for me. People don't realize how good Rick was actually, but it's funny they wrestle so different. If you actually watch them, because they actually were trained by different people. I don't know if people realize that. Rick didn't train his younger brother. His Scott was trained somewhere else. So innovative. When you had guys like the Road Warriors, you had to match up somebody. You got the Steiner brothers. You know what I mean? And just seeing their move set was like one of the most innovative move sets of all time. Obviously, Frankensteiner, like the Frankensteiner off the ropes, where Scotty does the backflip and crushes their skull into the mat. That was the best finisher I've ever seen. I probably still think it is. Not like how people do Ranas or whatever, which goes to the side, but incredible. Steiner screwdriver, and Rick was just such a tough motherfucker. He was so tough, and but yeah, dude, no doubt, super high, wood belts everywhere. So
yeah, for sure. Richie.
Yeah, no, I think Steiner Brothers are my favorite tag team of all time. I think they're just amazing to watch. I think they invented the big meaty match. This big meaty men slapping meat. Sometimes just like when I watch WCW and then I realize they're like gonna face like I don't know like Face of Fear. I'm like, oh fuck yeah, I am locked in. This is gonna be a fight, and I'm gonna enjoy it. Or the LOD. And Steiner's one of the first people to do the 450 splash. You don't think a guy could do the 450? That dude is like ahead of his time. That's athletic as fuck. But yeah, Rick Steiner deserves flowers as well. He's really good, just charismatic as hell. And yeah, them as a duo, just one of the best tag teams of all time. And they just again, they look like people, you guys who could kick your ass, and it was
Because
just
they could.
they could, and that they were brawlers, and I love watching them work, and they were fair tag team. So absolutely yes.
No, 1,000%. They were going to be like next on my list. I love the Steiners. Like Prime Steiners is awesome. Yeah, just big meaty goodness. Scott Steiner just being a maniac, just suplexing people all over the place, just being a monster of a human being. Yeah, whether it was them in Japan, just killing dudes over Japan, or coming over to WWF and having great matches. Back in WCW and you see the slow progression of Scott Steiner becoming like, Big Papa Pump as he's still in the Steiners, like he gets bigger and bigger every week while still kind of looking old school Steiner. Like, awesome. Yeah, anytime they were in the ring, with Faces of Fear, or like Benoit, Mongo, or like any of those guys just throwing each other around, having a great time. I love the Steiners. They're going to be high up on my list. Jacob?
Yeah, he said the Steiners, and all three of us were like, "Oh, that's my next pick." So
God damn it! I can move on to something else. Fine, sounds good to me.
I don't think that. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, going into this, there was like 141 and 2/3% chance that they were going to make the list. I know that's a 2000s TNA reference,
but there's like 5 people on this panel, so you divide it by 5, but then you times it by 5, even with the 1,400% chance, so it becomes a 5,243% chance that they'll make the list.
Yeah. I love how that's weirdly become the most famous thing about TNA. Is that promo?
But no, they absolutely deserve to be on the list. I echo what's been said already.
All right, JPO, if you're with us, Steiners, you there?
I suppose we can let them pass for now.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're dope. Like I would love to see like transport them into the 2010s and 20s. I think they still would have been really fun to watch.
Oh no, 100%. Yeah, even now. All right, so the Steiners do make the list at the 7th spot. Richie, well, they stole our pick. He stole our pick, so we can move on to something else. What else you got?
There's one that's going to be easier than the other, but there's one that I think that you were going to go for eventually that you referenced that I agree with as well from ECW. It might be her one, but they were big at the time. And they could work a good match with the right people. I'm gonna go Public Enemy. I genuinely think, the WWE run obviously they were squashed, but the ECW run they were the most over thing in that company. They were so over. They they had there's that iconic moment where all the fans get in the ring and then they break the ring. They won the tag title so many times. They're one of the more entertaining tag teams of that era of that period. And I think again it's one of those things where it's like maybe individually they're not fantastic, but they come together. And I think they're as a tag team that they're pretty good. They're pretty good. And they work, and I think they got good chemistry with some other great tag teams as well. Even like in WCW, they had some great roles with like the Nasty Boys and things like that. And I just think they're just endlessly entertaining. And then they're the first sort of team that I am seeing as as growing up that were like sort of had like just that connection with the crowd that were like just massive charisma personified. And I don't know. And it's a testament to Paul Heyman, who highlighted wrestlers as positives and hit the negatives to get them over. And I think it really worked. I wish they were kind of thought of as higher than they are now, because I think they get forgotten about with how sort of big they were at the time. Look, I'm gonna try.
Well, I mean, you could try because I have them on my list. I would absolutely say yes to the Public Enemy because I think they actually were more influential than people think, especially when it comes to like tag teams that worked like kind of hardcore style matches and things like that. I mean, they were breaking tables long before the Dudleys were even doing that, early WCW. But they were consistent in all the major promotions through the entire 90s. I mean, they started in like 92, 93, and stayed together as a team even through like 2002. And yeah, they won. I think it was like 4-time ECW tag champions, WCW tag champions, NWA tag champions. Like they won titles everywhere they went, and had a great connection with the crowd. Really good, like these two white guys coming out to hip hop music and kind of connecting with that with the hockey jerseys and whatnot. But yeah, they had a good run at WCW in the mid 90s. I think they were a very recognizable tag team at the time, and I quite enjoyed them as a team. So I'm going to give it a slight yes. I'm going to say yes to the Public Enemy. We'll see what happens. Jacob?
I'm going to have to say no, just based on not being super familiar with them. I've seen maybe a handful of matches, but even then, that's me guessing. So
all right,
I can't really speak on them.
JPO, what do you say about Rocco Rock and Johnny Grunge? Public Enemy.
I gotta go with a no as well, personally. Here, I think they're a good example of right place, right time, ECW wise. Putting people through tables. They're hip hop, they're rock guys, so they got over. But their WWF WCW run, I think, showed that they were kind of one trick ponies. I don't enjoy their matches in retrospect. I don't think they were good promos, and they're just kind of okay to me. So it's a slight no, or bigger no.
Right.
I would argue that you can't count those shit there from because they just got buried. But yeah.
But I feel like there's a reason to that because I don't think they have the charisma, the mic skills, the bodies, like the work rate to get more over. Like maybe more than what they were, sure, but I think they're going to plateau anyway.
Well, this comes down to Dex. Yay or nay for the Public Enemy?
When I think of ECW and you think of top tag teams, obviously people think of Dudley's and you think of Public Enemy. In my opinion, that's what you think of old school. And Public Enemy had a longer run. I might be calculating in my brain, calculating it, watching ECW after Shotgun Saturday Night, 99 or whatever. But I feel like they did have a longer run, maybe like the early Eastern Championship, not as much, but the Dudleys were heels, and Public Enemy was faces, and I think because of that they were more popular, but without some teams that were so hated, I don't think they would have that popularity, and but they were willing to work with them. Obviously, like Jordan said, like the run in with the Acolytes. They wrestled the Acolytes in WWF. That was brutality. You had the they just didn't fit in anywhere else because they weren't respected by the other guys, but they were very much respected in the Northeast in ECW. So I'm gonna go no, just because of that.
All right,
I feel like there's more. I feel like there's more room.
It was a risk. I know.
All right.
No, it's fine. I think it is. I think you should bring.
I'm not surprised they were brought up. They really had their moment.
Yeah.
Oh,
right,
man. I mean, they definitely had a key, like, at that time, as someone that grew up at that time, they really, was sensing what was going on in the world, with hip hop and bringing that aspect and the hardcore aspects to it. They pioneered that shit.
All right. So, no to the Public Enemy, unfortunately. All right, so it's on to me. And I'm going to bring up one that's pretty synonymous with a team I already nominated and got in. Let's go with the other Express. Let's go with the Rock and Roll Express. Ricky Morton, Robert Gibson. Again, is totally synonymous with NWA wrestling, Southern wrestling, Smoky Mountain, even brief runs, WCW, WWF. I think, again, you want to talk about longevity? They're still fucking together. So, 1982 now. So, you want to talk about longevity.
Since Devon technically retired, they are, if I'm not mistaken, I guess you could nominate it to Christian the Hardest if you want. But, they're the only potentially nominable team that are still technically you could book today.
So I mean, literally probably the longest running tag team ever. I mean, if you probably break the numbers down, but I mean, you want to talk about again, anybody who's a Southern wrestling fan who grew up watching wrestling knows rock and roll, rock and roll, rock and roll. I mean, the look synonymous with 80s wrestling, the mullets and everything. But yeah, again, having banger matches after banger matches with everybody they got in the ring with. Again, great chemistry as a tag team, great workers. So, I hope this is a shoe-in, but we'll see based on what Dak said about Midnight Express. I don't know, so let's see what happens. So I'll say rock and roll, Jacob.
Yeah, longevity. I think because they're still working today, it's helped me want to go back and watch some of their older stuff more than if they weren't. It's like, oh, well, they're still working at this level. Like, let me go back and see how good they were. So yeah, longevity, work rate. I think they deserve to be on the list. I'm gonna say yes.
Okay. JPO, rock and roll.
No, they're in, baby. I'm more aware of them than I even of the Midnight Express because I've gone back a little bit more on them and seen them since. Obviously, they even had a brief run in WWF, like with the Headbangers and whatnot. In the '90s as well, getting on TV a little bit more there. And I think they're the more charismatic too. Like obviously they're the faces with the heels. So, shout out! Like, they wrestled in September, so kind of crazy. Ricky Morton still doing Canadian Destroyers. Let's do Dax versus Ricky Morton next month. Book of Dax.
All right.
But yeah, man, Ricky would come too. I could get him, but he probably wants some money.
No, true.
Is it on to me? You done, JP?
Yeah.
I think R&R definitely R&R Express definitely should be on there. I don't know I didn't know originally their early body, but then watching back and looking back, I mean they're everywhere. You know what I mean? In Texas with the Von Erichs and just everywhere, and they got the shit beat out of them all the time. To me, I always looked at them as like they were like the 70s and early 80s rockers. Like I don't know why I always got that feel, but like I feel like that was like their role. And then when the rockers came, they kind of eclipsed them, which kind of set them back a little bit. But then obviously, Gibson and Morton are still going here. So, but I mean, no, dude, I respect the shit out of both of those guys, and like they were pioneers.
Yeah,
definitely on the list.
Yeah, Richie, round us out, rock and roll.
When you said Express, I swear you're going to say Orient Express. I was like, oh yeah, no, Orient Express in.
There was a lot of expresses, U.S. Express, several Express tag teams around that time.
No, definitely in. You wrestled a long time when you've lived long enough to tag team with your son, like Ricky Morton tag teams with Kerry sometimes. No, they're great, and they, still go, but they can still work a good match. So I love Rock and Roll Express. So yeah, definitely, I think that they have to make this list.
All right, so we've got 8 in, a couple more to go. So they have 4 spots left. So let's see if it gets even back around to me or not. I don't know. It may not, but Jacob, so what do you got?
Yeah, we'll see. I'm going to go with the Fabulous Freebirds. I think they absolutely deserve to be on the list as well. I think they're another one that, as I was, diving back into the history, like they're, a tag team group that I think is just synonymous with the 80s, like their feud with the Von Erichs, which I was looking it up. One feud of the year, 2 years in a row. Nowadays, if somebody's feuding for 2 years, we say, all right, when is this going to be over? But they managed to make it work back then. And yeah, I think they were entertaining. You love to hate them. I think there were some really great heels. I was watching a War Games match with them the other day, actually. I don't remember which one, but like just their interaction with the crowd and Michael Hayes not wanting to, oh, I gotta be next. Like I think he's super entertaining. And yeah, I mean, there's a rule named after him. The Rockers, we ask who's going to be the Jannetty, and then with these 3-man teams, all right, how are they going to use the Freebird rule today? Yeah, I think they deserve to be on the list, so they'll be my next nomination.
All right, JPO, what do you say about the Fabulous Freebirds?
Do give it a big old yes. Again, pioneers too, just being awesome, really fun heels. Dressing flashy. Pioneers too, and like the music too. When the first people to come out to music, that was one of their ideas.
Customized music to them, not just
Oh,
like
them,
a popular
and that
song.
actually
But
that might be
yeah,
where they're the first, like customized, not just like, hey,
that
this song fits me.
street,
Yeah, like
yeah,
like
yeah.
real good forward thinking, man. And like a cut a promo too. Like there's even I forgot who it was against, but like randomly in like I don't know 2006, Michael Hayes had like that promo maybe with Edge or something. Where I was like,
Yeah.
oh goddamn, I want to see Michael Hayes fight again. Like I forgot Doc Hendricks was this talented.
Yeah.
That's how I first met him as fucking Doc
Yeah.
Hendricks on the Coliseum videos.
Yeah.
And then going back in retrospect, being like, "Oh, Doug Hendricks was fucking a baller." All right,
Mhm.
cool. So yeah, no, it's a big yes. Much respect to all three too. Again, another collective too. If you look at the team, like Bam Bam, Gordy's freaking awesome in his heavyweight style. Hayes, the other one's a pretty good mouth. Garvin. So yeah, good stuff.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. What do you say about Freebirds, Dex?
Freebirds, I'm gonna go yes. I mean, a little before my era, but I definitely think they just made such a big influence everywhere. I mean, they were selling out football stadiums and things like that. So they made such a big impact there. Personified the '70s and early '80s or '80s, I should say. Um, I mean, wrestle with the best, and Bam Bam just made it so much better. I love Bam Bam Gordy, so
Mm-hmm.
um, definitely a yes for me.
All right, Richie, Fabulous Freebirds.
Yeah. No, they're fantastic. Yeah. No, it's whenever my fan goes up on my computer, I know it's going to freeze for a little bit. No, it's just sort of struggles. So, but no, definitely. Yeah, first, great trio. Yeah, they obviously they revolutionized. Obviously with the free bird rule. The music is fantastic. I'm gonna have that song in my head for the whole remainder of the day now.
That street led you away. That street.
And just his like strut when he came to the ring. It's like ingrained in my head. So yeah, no, they're great. So absolutely.
Yeah. No, it's funny. I was me and Rano were rewatching Highlander last night, and yeah, they're in that opening scene of Highlander where they're at the wrestling show, and it's literally the Freebirds, and it's also wrestling like by the Rikishi Tonga Kid, those guys. So yeah, it's a fun scene. But yeah, no, the Freebirds are great. Yeah, I mean, even the guys they got to play them in the Iron Claw were great. Dude looks just like Bam Bam Cordy. You got to play Michael Hayes was great. Yeah, no, totally staples of like Texas or Georgia wrestling. Yeah, if you were anywhere, again, Southern wrestling big time, you knew who the Freebirds were. You loved to hate them. They did their thing. They look like wrestlers. They look like a team. Yeah, the Freebird rule. Yeah, their impact on the wrestling world. Man, look at their accolades. They won tag team championships everywhere. Basically every promotion they went to, they won titles. So that's always an accolade when they're willing to put the belts on you. So yeah, big yes to the Freebirds for sure. So the Fabulous Freebirds will make the list. So good call there, Jacob. 3 spots left. JPO, can you fill one of them? What you got?
Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody. Again, 90s kid. I love the New Age Outlaws. They started off kind of like, oh, okay, it's a fucking smoking gun guy, and then, it's the roadie. They're trying this again, but this is where they found their niche, their spot, baby. These two had such fun chemistry together. You were so excited every time Road Dogg grabbed the mic. Some really fun matches with Cactus Jack and Chainsaw Charlie. Never know, found out who that guy was, but there. I love the time when like they were in like a 3-way or a 4-way tag, and they they pinned each other, having to start a new rule. They're like, all right, fine, no, you can't pin your fucking partner in the future. Uh, they're just real smart asses, real fun to have. You wanted them to get their comeuppance, but you were also very entertained along the way. I love the New Age Outlaws.
All right. So New Age Outlaws on the table. Dax, what do you say?
I'm gonna go yes here. Even
You
though
know
they
they had
were
a
kind of
shorter run
like
in the '90s than the Dudleys. Just putting that out there. Anyways, and you said
I
no.
know,
Shut up,
I know,
man.
I
Shut
know,
up.
but they had a more, but I don't know if they had more influential, but they just like they were one of the first teams that took two singles guys that actually kind of had a little bit of a run and then mashed them together and it worked. And one of the guys was a former tag team guy, that Smoke and Gun deal, which was completely different from what he did with New Age Outlaws. But it was, they had the deviance of DX and I mean, oh, you didn't know, like that is like ingrained in our brains, like that it would never go away. I mean, I think you got to put them there because I mean DX was so like they were the tag team of DX, and DX is one of the greatest factions of all time. So super influential. I definitely put them on there.
Okay, Richie.
Yeah, I mean, despite their short run, I feel like, at least when I was watching, no one knew how to hype up a crowd as much as New Age Outlaws went back then. Just with their entrance, and then the crowd would like chant along, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Yeah, I think Road Dogg is just a charisma personified, and I think Billy Gunn conquered the world. They came together. Like they had similar gimmicks at one point. You had the roadie, but also Billy Gunn was rockabilly for a brief period of time. So it's like, two people that's like, hey, let's see if this works. Sometimes it's just like trial and error. You're like, yeah, and it does, and it is weird to think Billy still looks bigger now at 60. He's a massive guy, but yeah,
He
like
has
I
good
think,
vitamins, very good
yeah,
vitamins. Yeah.
yeah. But no, I think they're a great tag team. They can work good heel, good baby face. I remember one of their sort of memorable matches is that dumpster match with them and Cactus Jack and Chainsaw Charlie. So that's really good. Yeah, I would say yes.
Yeah, I'll give it a slight yes, only because it is a fairly short run when you actually look at the stats of it. But I can't deny the popularity during the Attitude Era, that they were kind of one of the premier tag teams that kind of really kicked off the Attitude Era. The pops they used to get were very, very big. And yeah, they were certainly probably maybe the most popular tag team, especially like 98, 99, that run there. So I can't deny that, although, I might have them lower on the overall list just because of like their impact in the industry. But yeah, I'll give it a slight yes for the list. Sure. Jacob?
Yeah, I think I'm going to contradict myself also because I think maybe it's also just a little more familiarity too, because I wasn't an ECW kid, but I was, WCW, WWF. That's what my family and I watched, and yeah, I think these two deserve to be on the list. I think they, put on really good matches. I think promo work, like well, I'm looking at this list, and if we were ranking them on their promos, like I'm seeing a top three team in my opinion. So like, they were able to connect the crowd. Yeah, the pops were big. So yeah, even though the run was short and I'm contradicting myself, I'll own it. I'll own it.
All right, New Age Outlaws, our 10th one. 2 more spots remaining. Dex, can you give us one of them? What do you got?
I'm gonna pick one. I think there's a few others, but I think they're gonna be said. So I'm gonna say this one now because I don't think anyone else is gonna say it. And that is the Outsiders, National Hall. I think they were the. I think if they never existed, we wouldn't be on here talking. Let me put it that way, because of the run that WCW, they beat Vince. They're the only people that beat Vince. Like they were the driving force. Whether you want to call it the the running back and the wide receiver of Hogan being the quarterback or whatever you want to say. Like they're pivotal, to everything that changed the landscape of wrestling. Even though they did have a shorter run, it was like 96, but I feel like they were tagging in WWF when it was Razor and Diesel. like maybe it was on like smaller shows or something, but I
They
vaguely
had
remember that.
some. They had house show together appearances
Yeah,
overseas in Germany. They had tag matches together, from what
I
I've
think I actually
seen.
saw them tagging
Yeah,
like as they were
yeah,
young men in Rochester. I remember seeing them tagging. So,
yeah.
but they were always kind of like such big dudes. You know what I mean? They
Mhm.
just and they were so dominant. And then on top of that, they had like they would still cheat. You know what I mean? Like they would still cheat even though they were so big, just to beat up the new guy Goldberg. You know what I mean? And to fuck up his reign. I love it. I think they were super influential. They reinvented themselves in WCW, both Nash and Hall, to the point where they kind of came back. Well, Hall came back to WWF later. I mean, Nash came back and he sort of was Diesel and sort of wasn't Diesel. It was kind of like this quasi thing. But and they actually tagged later on. I know it's after 2000, I believe, with in TNA. I believe they were tagging too. So, um, but yep,
Okay,
outsiders.
Richie, what do you say about Hall and Nash, the Outsiders?
I'm on the fence because I'm actually reading. I'm actually reading a book at the moment called about how NWO changed pop culture. Yeah, the landscape in America by a journalist called Mike Raimondi. And look, I agree that NWO is influential and stuff like that, and Outsiders definitely are an important tag team. Uh, my thing is that I don't think they like tagged enough. Like even when they were tag champions, I think my gripe when watching that run is that they would never defend the titles. So it just sort of they had the titles and they would never wrestle. It was
Yeah, but that's part of the gig. Like they were the guys that were running the show. You know what I mean? So they could do
yeah,
what they wanted.
but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's like a sort of a great tactic. They had good chemistry. I don't I just don't like. I don't know if I put them on like if we're doing like best like factions. Of course, NWO and that's they're number one on the board. But I don't know. As a tag team, I think that they're good. I think they're worthy of discussion. But I don't know. I think they're better, like more sort of they're more active tag teams that maybe accomplish sort of accomplished a bit more, even though maybe their kind of presence in pop culture was a bit lesser. So maybe controversially, but I'll say no. But I'm willing to be the minority on this.
Yeah, I'm still kind of deciding in my head, yes or no, because I do know they're very recognizable, as like part of WCW history. But yeah, when you actually look at the accolades, I'm with Richie. They didn't wrestle like that much, like as a tag team, and when they did, the matches weren't very good. Like they weren't like great as a tag team, even in ring. Scott Hall was definitely the better worker. Kevin Nash, I've never been a big fan of in the actual ring. I know he's popular, but like, dude really wasn't a good worker, like for the most part at all, especially in his later years. Like, I get their influence and whatnot, but I have tag teams on my list that were like tag teams, like workhorse tag teams for like a long time, and like I still think deserve to be on this list. So I'm gonna say no as well. See what happens, Jacob.
I'm gonna give it a slight yes. um, while I can agree with the in ring, I don't think the matches were terrible. I think they were good. And I think the impact I think has to mean something. In the landscape of professional wrestling. So I also just want to leave it up to JPO and make him decide.
So all right, thought up. It is up to you, JPO. Yay or nay?
I flip flopped throughout this entire conversation, son of a bitch. Because I mean, yeah, NWO, no doubt, outsiders, like you said, and then like, I know we haven't been about longevity necessarily, but I'm looking up. It's about, there's not much in '98, little in '99. Um, just looking at the list of who's here and more match quality too, it's a slight no.
Oh, the Outsiders. All right, so slight no for the Outsiders. So all right, still at 10. Richie, what do you got?
Yeah, I feel like we have to have, if we're going to do a list on like pre-2000 tactics, we've got to have some iteration of this faction. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to go Arn and Tully from the Four Horsemen. The Four Horsemen. I think that they're like that they're just such good workers. That they had such great chemistry together. Just again, brawlers who complement each other well, look like wrestlers, look like they could kick your ass, and yeah, they like, obviously came from a faction of also just premier sort of wrestlers, but I think they're fantastic, and I feel like that I feel like they maybe get underrated a bit. I'm waiting for them to get. I want them to get. It would be cool if they both got inducted individually as well. But like, I don't know if that will ever happen. But I think as a tag team, they're fantastic, and yeah, they just mesh so well together. So I'm gonna Arn and Tully.
Totally. Yeah, I mean, I'll just call it the Brainbusters because that's kind of what they were best known by. No, I mean, Arn and Tully. No, I love Arn and Tully. Yeah, the more and more I see of them and go back and watch their matches, those matches are great. And I've always been a big fan of Arn Anderson, but yeah, Tully's really good too. And yeah, they had a good run to start WCW with the Horsemen, and then yeah, their run in the WWF was good too. They had good matches with Demolition. They never lost on pay per view, from what I could tell, from what I looked up real quick. They won a lot of matches. So yeah, the run's about 4 or 5 years long. But again, we've got tag teams on here that wrestled for less years that have made the list. So I would argue, their work rate, their quality, their recognizability. So I would actually give a yes to the Brainbusters. Jacob?
Yeah, this one's I know like the history. Again, this is just one of those teams that I haven't gone back and watched a lot of. So if they make the list, I'm not going to be upset, but it's just that, the unfamiliarity. I'm going to have to just give it a slight no.
JPO, Tully and Arn. What do you say?
I dug him. I was thinking about him. Definitely. I'm trying to see what else they did besides WWF. They title and NWA. They were dope. They were fun to watch, man. I'm a big Arn guy too. This one I'll give a slight yes to this one. I'm cool with the Brainbusters making it.
All right, Dex.
I'm gonna go with yes on the Brainbusters. I call them the Brainbusters. I know they're horsemen, but they're Brainbusters to me first. One of the, as a kid, watching them, I remember coming to WWF, and then from WCW, I was like, who the hell are these guys? They're fucking good. They were excellent wrestlers. And then looking back, you're like, God damn, these guys were just so efficient in the ring. Not like the big flashy teams or anything like that, but they kind of like, it's like salt and pepper in that regard. They even out, slowed guys down in that regard. But yeah, definitely. I mean, they knew how to get heat better than anyone else, in my opinion. So I definitely put them there, top 12.
All right. So the Brainbusters are 11th one. So you got it in there, Richie. So there you go.
Arn has one of the best DDTs of all time. The way he just pops it off. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's good shit. So let's see if we can close it out here. I briefly just mentioned them a second ago, kind of in my discussion of the Brainbusters, but let's see if we can close it out with Demolition. I think we talked about them needing to be in the Hall of Fame. The fact that they aren't in that is kind of a crime. Again, a very recognizable staple tag team of WWF late 80s, early 90s. Always on all the major pay-per-views, the WrestleManias. The crazy S&M outfits, that they would wear to the ring and the face paint. A little crazy to go back and watch, but still, again, very recognizable. Anybody who watched that knows Demolition, Axe and Smash. Great song, by the way. They had great theme music. The rock. Yeah. Good stuff, but again, good workers in the ring. Again, kind of meaty guys as well. Working some bruiser matches, but yeah, a lot of classic matches, a lot of tag teams around that time. So let's see if we can close it out with Demolition. Jacob, what do you say?
Yeah, why not? Yeah. I mean, it would be a shame if we kept saying, "Oh, they deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. They deserve to be in
And
the
then
Hall of
don't
Fame."
say
It's a
no.
shame that they're not. And then like, oh, but I don't know if they're one of the best of their
Yeah.
era. So it would just be weird. So no, echoing everything you said
Yeah.
and giving them a yes.
All right. JPO, what do you say about Demolition?
Nah, I think it would be very strange, which is why I'm going to give them a slight no. Uh, I think, yeah, they're Hall of Fame worthy. I got one more that I would rather see in it,
Okay, well, let's see,
and
Dex.
they're kind of an LOD ripoff.
Yeah, I kind of agree in that regard. I feel like a lot of people look at the mainstream as like they were the great value LOD, of WWF to just fill that seat. But then people realize, dude, we actually kind of like these guys, and they got over with it. And it was still different enough where you could say, well, they're actually not a carbon copy LOD, because actually, I I feel like their wrestling was just as good as Legion of Doom. No offense to them, but I feel like same style, that strongman style, and then later on they evolved to have Crush in there and to kind of fill in the gap a little bit. But I think they're definitely on the list. I thought they did go to the Hall of Fame last year. Am I wrong?
No, they didn't go.
Oh yeah, we got one more. I'm not thinking about. So if I agree with this, then we can't get the other guys in. Oh, uh, I'm gonna say no because I got someone else.
Oh, you. Oh.
All right, it's on Richie.
They were the other tag team I was thinking of when I went down. So like I was between that and Demolition. So, and I thought Demolition we talk about next. So yes, I love Demolition. I think that the presentation's great. Uh, Barry Dawson's got a book out, a new book out now too. He's really, really interesting dude. Had an interesting career. But yeah, I think I think they're great as a tag team. I think hopefully this next year they go into the Hall of Fame. I'm gonna say yes, and I'm curious who you would have picked, but no, I'm putting foot down. Yes, they're going into this. They're going to our Hall of Fame.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
All right. So Demolition is our 12th team, and that will round out the top 12, and then we'll rank it in just a second. But before we get to the ranking, let's go around and get your guys sort of what else you have on the list, honorable mentions, who you would have vouched for. Jacob, I'll start with you. We'll go around the horn. Anything you would have thrown out there next? I got to run to you.
No, I think everyone that I would have brought up got mentioned. I think it's just a shame that the Bulldogs didn't make it. I'm gonna honorable mention for them one more time.
I got you. Well, JPO, who were you thinking of, or who you got? What else you got on your list?
Yeah, not too many more on the list. I did have a couple more ECW. I thought Robert Dam and Sabu had a killer run. They had a couple nice little title reigns, and their match quality was up there. And then also, I was a big fan of the Eliminators. Saturn and
Oh,
Kronos, I thought were kind of head of
yeah.
their
Oh
time.
yeah, there we go.
Dope as
Like
hell
it.
team, man. Um, and then oh, I really wanted to get the Hollywood Blondes on here. I love Steve Austin and
Yeah,
Brian Pillman. Again, short lived. So we got Demolition, more of an established team there. That's
yeah.
cool by me. But yeah, Hollywood Blondes I would have shouted out as well. And honorable mention to Headbangers. I was a Headbangers guy.
Okay, fair enough.
They're going to
Yeah.
get announced retiring. 2026. 2026.
That
Uh,
makes sense. Yeah.
Dax, anybody you had on your list you would have shouted out? What you got? Oh,
Hey,
the
Natural
natural
disasters,
disasters.
baby.
Natural disasters. Yeah, okay.
Natural disasters. I mean, dude, like I don't know. I feel like there was no better fat guy tag team. You know what I mean? Like someone has to represent the chubbies. You know what I mean? And like they
oh, yeah.
were, and they were good.
Hey, John
Like
Tenta was a great wrestler. Earthquake
He's a
was
great
really good.
awesome. He
Really
was
good wrestler.
awesome. And
I
Fred
mean,
wasn't bad either. But the thing is, John just so influential to me. Prove that big guys can do that. When he fucking sat on Hulk's chest and crushed the cross into his chest, I was crying as a kid because I was such a little Hulkster. And oh my goodness, like, dude. But as a tag team, like, you're like, you put these guys, they could beat, like like they could marry up with anybody, like the LODs or whomever at the time. I mean, just sheer size, and it brought another element that a lot of like, hey, if you're big, you're still tough too. You know what I mean? Like that is weight is a big factor in there, but also they were good workers. So
All right, Richie, anybody else?
Yeah, the head shrinkers, like them. The Quebecers. Like some
oh
Quebecers.
yeah, Quebecers was good. Money
Right.
Inc. is another one I forgot.
Yeah,
IRS and Millionaire Man. I always like them as well.
yeah, like them. And just more of a more one for me. Face of Fear, so just like the brawling style. But they weren't going to make the list. I just like the yeah, it's pretty much what I had. But yeah, I love the Leonard as well. I was thinking about them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I might have opted for Eliminator as well. I just like him a lot. Yeah, that beat the shit out of you. Fun tag team with Saturn and Cronus. Yeah, I love the Hollywood Blondes as well. The short run that we did have, I wish we got more of it. You know, like they reunited at some point, or you just had a little bit longer run. Two other ones. I think you can make an argument for the Nasty Boys, like pretty recognizable tag team, longevity. You know, kind of bouncing around all the different promotions. A pretty good staple tag team. And the Fantastics, Bobby Fulton, Tommy Rogers, really, really good tag team that doesn't get enough credit. But I figured if I had brought that up, you guys probably haven't seen enough of their matches. So, but they were really, really good tag team as well. So, all right, just a couple ones I might have vouched for. All right, but now we'll move into the actual ranking portion.
Hey, we got to mention Bushwhackers, bro.
The Bushwhackers. Yeah, I mean, for longevity, the Bushwhackers are cool. The Sheep Herders, the Bushwhackers, whatever you want to call them. But, in the long run, they didn't win a lot of matches either, so it just kind of is what it is. But yeah, fun tag team, for what they are, very recognizable. So we'll get into the ranking portion. So all the teams we have on the table are in the private chat for you guys, but just to run them down one more time, as far as what is on the table for us to rank, we've got the Hart Foundation, the Dudley Boys, the Rockers, Harlem Heat, the Midnight Express, the Road Warriors, the Steiners, Rock and Roll Express, the Fabulous Freebirds, New Age Outlaws, the Brainbusters, and Demolition are all on the table. And what we're going to do is we're going to go around the same way, and we'll rotate the order each time. But we'll start with Jacob once more. So what you guys will do, either write down, or if you just want to say it, Dax, if you don't have a whiteboard like we do, anything like that, just tell me what you would put at number 12. So what you put at the bottom of this list, and we'll see if we get any kind of ones with more than one votes, things like that. So give you guys a second to think about what you would put at number 12 here.
So last on the list, you're saying?
Yeah. We'll start at 12, work our way to 1. So what would you say out of the ones on the table? Again, they're in the private chat if you need to look at them. What you would put at number 12. You don't have to write it down if you want to, Dex. It's fine. You can just say
I got it.
Yeah, it's all good. Some of us do sometimes just for fun. But Jacob, what do you got at number 12?
The Dudleys.
JPO?
I agree. No, I don't. I have Midnight Express.
Midnight Express?
You heard him. He agrees.
Yeah. No.
Midnight.
Wow. Richie.
Dudleys.
I would have had the New Age Outlaws. All right. So I guess we had what? We got 2 for the Dudleys and 2 for the New Age, or two for Midnight. So it's on me. It's not going to be the Midnight, so it'll be the Dudleys because the Midnight are way better than y'all give them credit for. They're one of the best tag teams ever. But yeah, so number 12 will be the Dudley Boys. So let me make a quick number 12 banner for that. All right. So number 12, the Dudleys.
Okay, so Dudleys are off the board now.
Dudleys are off the board. They are officially number 12 because there was a tie, and I was the only one who didn't vote for either one, so I was the tiebreaker for that one. We will now go to number 11. So same thing, just no Dudleys on the table. JPO, what would be your number 11?
Midnight Express.
All right, Tex.
Midnight Express.
Oh boy, Richie.
We know this.
Demolition.
New Age Outlaws. Jacob.
I would have went New Age Outlaws here.
Okay, so that'll be Richie then to break the tie.
New Age Outlaws.
Rage Outlaws.
No,
Okay,
you're such a
number
liar.
11.
Name me
You
two
know,
Midnight Midnight Express matches that you love, Richie. I dare you right now.
a scaffold match, and
That match sucked.
no,
No,
it
it
didn't.
didn't.
It was a cinema moment of my childhood. Eh, eh.
All right, New Age Outlaws at number 11, so they are off the board now. Dax, we go to number 10.
I'm not going to say Midnight Express because it would be too cliche. I'm going to go with. It's funny because Jordan is to my right, so I see his name there. Brainbusters.
Okay. Richie?
Demolition.
Man. I'll say Demolition. Jacob?
I was going to say Brainbusters.
Brainbusters of JPO?
I would have said Midnight Express.
Okay, well, you still got to break the
No,
ties. It can't be midnight. So Demolition
Give me-
or the Brainbusters? Number
Demolition
10.
goes.
Demolition goes number 10. Okay, Demolition. All right, at number 10.
That was my next vote, though, to be fair.
All right, so Demolition off the board. So still in contention, just to recap, Heart Foundation, Rockers, Harlem Heat, Midnight Express, Road Warriors, Steiners, Rock and Roll, Freebirds, Brainbusters. Richie?
Brainbusters.
Yeah, let's go with the Brainbusters. I think 9's a good spot. Jacob?
Brainbusters.
JPO?
Midnight Express?
Dex?
Midnight Express.
No, it's going to be... Not yet. It's going to be the Brainbusters. All right. With 3 votes. I feel like they're at least top 5. That's just me. Y'all need to brush up on your history. All right. All right. Going to number 8. For me, I will go... I'll go the Rockers. Jacob?
Midnight Express.
Oh yeah. I knew you. That's why you were
JPO?
nervous.
Yeah, Midnight Express.
Dex?
Midnight.
You guys. Richie?
I'm not saying this to kiss his ass. I was leaning towards the Rockers as well. So the Rockers.
Okay. All right. Midnight Express at number 8. All right. All right. Jacob, number 7.
So what's left? Heart Foundation.
Our Foundation, Rockers, Harlem Heat, Road Warriors, Steiners, Rock and Roll, Freebirds.
Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Rockers.
JPO?
Fabulous Freebirds.
Jax?
Heart Foundation.
Richie?
The Rockers.
I'll also go the Rockers. I think 7's a good spot for them. Rockers. All right, Rockers at number 7. They are off the board. Heart Foundation, Harlem Heat, Road Warriors, Steiners, Rock and Roll, Freebirds. On the table, number 6, JPO.
Fabulous Freebirds.
Freebirds. Dax?
Freebirds.
Richie?
Bad Street US and Freebirds.
Yeah, I think the Freebirds is a good spot, number 6. Jacob?
Agreed.
All right, Freebirds. Okay. Freebirds at number 6. Rolling right along there. All right, Freebirds off the table. We're into the top 5. What we have on the table, Heart Foundation, Harlem Heat, Road Warriors, Steiners, Rock and Roll. Dax, what's your number 5?
Rock and Roll.
Richie?
Rock and Roll.
Heart Foundation. Jacob?
Heart Foundation.
JPO.
Rock and Roll.
Rock and Roll at number 5. Okay. All right. Rock and Roll at number 5. Off the board. Heart Foundation, Harlem Heat, Road Warriors, and the Steiners. What remaining? Number 4, Richie.
Heart Foundation.
I'm also going to go with the Heart Foundation. Jacob?
Heart Foundation.
JPO?
Harlem Heat.
Dex?
Heart Foundation.
All right. Heart Foundation at number 4. All right, Heart Foundation off the board. Top three going to number 3. Harlem Heat, Road Warriors, Steiners on the table. Me, I'm gonna go Harlem Heat at number 3. Jacob,
Harlem Heat.
JPO,
Harlem Heat.
all right, Jax,
Harlem Heat.
and Richie.
Harlem Heat.
Harlem Heat. Okay, so Harlem Heat number 3. Now, how this works, Dax, is we're going to jump to number 1 because that would be inevitable if we just voted for number 2. So jump to number 1. So what is your number 1? Your top out of between the Road Warriors and the Steiners. Number 1.
Steiners.
Oh, hold on. We're at Jacob first.
Oh shoot! I'm sorry.
That's all good.
Yeah.
I would also go the Steiners though. I would say Steiners.
JPO.
I'll give him a chance. Road Warriors.
All right, Dax, you went with the Steiners, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Richie.
Despite my name on here, I will go Steiners.
They're kind of like maybe low key my favorite tag team ever. We'll go the Steiners as well. So the Steiners will be number 1. Road Warriors at number 2. So yeah, I figured they would at least be top 3 though. So no shade there. Road Warriors at number 2, and your number 1 pre-2000. The Steiner brothers, and there it is, make it official. So there you go. So just a quick recap. We're tuning in at number 12, pre-2000 tag teams. We have the Dudley Boys. At number 11, the New Age Outlaws. At number 10, we have Demolition. Number 9, the Brainbusters, Tully and Arn. Number 8, the Midnight Express. We have number 7, the Rockers. Number 6, the Fabulous Freebirds. Number 5, Rock and Roll Express. Number 4, the Heart Foundation. Number 3, Harlem Heat. Number 2, the Road Warriors / Legion of Doom. And number 1, the Steiner Brothers. So there you go, guys. Steiner Line. And they have their own music too. All right. So, well, Dax, we're going to get into some catching up on the news and some fantasy stuff, some things we're going to do here on our own. So you do not have to stick around for that. But we appreciate you joining in, sir. Anything you want to plug or throw out there? And we'll let you go.
We will have Tampa Bay Pro Wrestling will have a show on. It's not announced yet, but it's going to be Friday, January 30th. That's a return show.
We got an exclusive
at the HP Performance Center in Tampa, Florida. We're coming back to Tampa for. I got a spot there. We're still going to run some stuff in St. Pete, but I'm trying to spread out over there. We do have MLW is going to be in Orlando this next month for the Battle Riot.
Hell yeah.
We always review the Battle Riot, by the way. We always talk about it. We always watch it and review it.
I've shouted you out before. There's my boy Dax.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
Find Suzuki and shit.
I've had the past. I think I have the longest continuous entrances in Battle Riot of 5 in a row, consecutive. Me and Mr. Thomas, technically. Even though the first year we were Contra, but it still doesn't matter. I count it. I
remember seeing you now. I just realized. So yeah.
Yeah. Then there was, but yeah, it should be a good one. This weekend, if you're in Orlando, they're at Game Changer. Just doing the NGI, the Nick Gage Invitational if you're in the death match kind of stuff. But they're using my ring, so I'll be there supporting them. So, and I'm trying to think anything else that's kind of coming up. But Real Pro's coming up there, Jordan.
Yeah, January 9th. Scheduling conflicts. Dax was supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Return of Dax will be soon.
Unfortunately, I got a TV thing I got to deal with that day. So I still might try to run over to Naples. We'll see. I'm not Naples, Fort Myers. So, yeah, to do it. But kill it, bro. Okay.
Absolutely no. We'll have
I will be returning to do the Dax cast when Jordan's ready to do the final 10 for the Florida indie list, or where Jordan's the most hated man in the state of Florida. So,
every year anyway.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of people got to humble up, so it's a good way for people to kind of humble up, and hopefully light a fire in their ass to try to get better, or go to the gym, or just sit outside and get a fucking tan because the sun is free. Okay, so I'll leave it at that.
They're
All right,
gonna
man.
they're gonna blow their
Uh,
lid when they realize I'm number one. It's gonna be strange. Like, who the fuck
Oh
is this
yes.
guy?
I
Yeah.
know people keep voting
Direct
for Steve
deposit.
Mesa. I'm not putting Steve Mesa on the list. Quit voting for him.
All right. Well,
All right,
we're gonna take care of some Lonely Mark's business. So yeah, you're free to go. Dax, we appreciate you coming by, man. Thanks a lot.
ain't no problem. Anytime, guys.
Always a
Well,
pleasure, my man.
maybe we'll bring you back when we do. We're gonna work our way through the decades. So we're gonna do eventually. The next one we'll do tag teams of the 2000s, so 2000 to 2009. So that'll be our next one we get around to. And we do these we just do it when we have those dead weeks when we don't have a lot going on, with news and pay-per-views and stuff. So about a month or two we'll rack up another one. So yeah, maybe we'll
okay.
do.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, guys. Peace.
Appreciate you. All right, thanks a lot. All right, cool. Well, Jacob, let's get back to some Lonely Mark's business. I'm sure we got some fantasy to catch up on. What we got?
We do, and what a good dynamite it was for me. Oh man.
Fuck you.
No. Shut it, Richie. Because I had a good week when it comes to fantasy.
Yeah.
Let me pull up the results real quick. Winter is coming. It was a collision. Was your basic collision. Everybody getting some points. Except for unfortunately, Richie pulled a goose egg. None of his guys showing up. You can just roll out because you only got 15 points on Dynamite as well. So
what the fuck is going on?
Thank you, Samoa Joe, for winning the title at the right moment. I just need to hold on to this lead for. I know I'm excited about third place when I shouldn't be, but based on my roster and just how the injury bug has hit me, I am excited. Damn it. But yeah, I know it was I'll get to this in the. Just I'm looking at the results. They on Cage Match they have a dark match. Stephen Borden defeating Kieran Gray. Is that Sting's
son? Yes,
Absolutely. Yeah, that is Steve. Yeah, his son
nice.
has been wrestling a couple times. He popped up for Defy recently as well. I believe the same opponent, maybe even. So they kind of repeated the match that the kid already had. I believe it was only third or fourth match, but already getting looked at by AEW.
Nice. But yeah, as far as the main card, the women's tag team tournament final, the Babies of Wrath, they pulled it out. So yeah, Willow getting that title win points for myself. So I mean, I know some people have a drop, and Harley Cameron's available now. But yeah, no time with Mina and Tony still getting those title match participation points. So that was good. It's unfortunate that Jack Perry was in a tag team match, or not in a tag team match, because I couldn't count those points, but I did get Okada a victory in the Continental Classic.
And you bit him on the dick.
Bit him on the dick, and it didn't work.
Bit him on the dick.
Well, the dick kick has just been overplayed, so now we're just biting them.
It wasn't a DQ. Apparently, you can bite people in the penis.
And then this next match, I unfortunately got points for all of us except for Richie, as we saw Adam Page and Swerve defeat Shibata and Hobbs. So yeah, everybody getting points there. Mike Bailey defeating Kyle Fletcher. I think that might have been the surprise of the night. Kyle Fletcher, I still believe he still might be tied for the lead, or at least in the lead in his league still, though. That was the first victory for Mike Bailey, but yeah, points for Pez there, and then points for Richie also. Just not in a winning effort, but still participating.
Well, hey, I had Eddie Kingston in a title match. That's not bad.
I was just about to get to that. Yeah, the main event. So Samoa Joe retaining in the main event. So not only the title defense bonuses, but the main event bonus as well. And then Pez, the main event, but also being the title match. So, yeah.
Carl Fletcher just doing the heavy lifting in my fucking team. And
He really is. So so counting Collision from Saturday, and then Winter is coming. JPO picked up 40 points for the week, bringing his total to an even 1,900. Pez picked up 80 points for the week, so closing the gap a little bit. He's at 1,805. So if you can just keep scoring more than him, it might make a World's End a little more interesting.
Yeah.
I picked up 95, including the big 75 from Winter is Coming. So I'm up to an even 1,500. So I'm only 400 behind JPO. So there's still no hope at all. And then, Richie, with that unfortunate 0 from Collision, and then 15 from Winter is Coming, is at 1410. So, but I believe you got Mark Briscoe and Daniel Garcia, maybe. So and you got both of them. So there's some points to be had there. I'm sure we're gearing up for a collision from them. Kyle Fletcher.
Some words. Why aren't you booking my guys? Please, you got to book my guys. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few. Yeah, there's a few on that. Like, are they going to be prominently featured for the last few weeks of the year? I'm looking at Bandito. Is he going to be just a Ring of Honor guy for the rest of the year? Not that I have any drops, but just something that I'm looking at. The Hurt Syndicate. Haven't seen them, I believe, since Full Gear. So
hope they at least have a World's End match, even on the pre-show. Something.
It'd be better for you if they were your wild card team instead of the Young Bucks, because then you could just drop them for anyone. But unfortunately,
right? I know I could drop them just for somebody, but it is what it is.
Yeah, JPO's roster still, I think, all, with the exception of Darby Allin, who, that's why Jack Perry is now in the Continental Classic, was because of the injury to Darby Allin.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if that's someone that JPO is looking at dropping, but we don't go to the first place first. We go to last place first. So Richie, does Richie have a drop?
I don't have a drop.
Richie does not have a drop, and neither do you, unfortunately. So neither one of you guys have a drop.
I should was 1.0. Who did I?
Yeah.
Who was it? That stupid Don Cal. If I just didn't pick the Don Callis at Full Gear, I would have gotten an extra one.
And Alex, you got yeah. So unfortunately, no drops for Jacob. Richie burned his last drop with his Pac pickup, taking on Hechicero. So, yeah. So,
but I mean, you Richie, you've got a few guys in the classic. Some you'll pick up some points. It was just a slow week. We've all had those.
Yeah.
You want to pick up anyone, Jake? I mean, it's awesome, Beth.
Yeah. Now I still have one drop. I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna do one. So burn my final one here, 2 weeks or whatever before World's End. I think Eddie Kingston just had his peak of his little mini thing, losing to Samoa Joe. So I think that, and he's not advertised for anything else upcoming. So I think that was kind of, I'm glad I kept him till now, at least another week to get that main event point. Kenny Omega is still advertised for some upcoming stuff, both on the Manchester show and, obviously he'll probably have a match on the pay-per-view with the Young Bucks. I don't want to drop Moxie's in the tournament. Bailey's in the tournament. Orange is in the tournament. Roderick's in the tournament. Shibata was my extra one, so I can't drop that because that was just my bonus. Things like that. I don't want to drop the Bucks because they're doing good. So I'm going to drop Eddie for Swerve because nobody's got him right now, and I'm going to take him. So I'm going to grab him for the pay-per-view before JPO can to swap him out for Darby.
Yeah.
So
I wasn't sure.
Yes.
I wasn't sure Swerve was going to return before the year was up, but
he just had a match, so I think there's a good chance he at least has one more match even before the pay-per-view, probably in New York, at least at the Manhattan Center show that they're going to do, the double Dynamite Collision they're going to do right before the pay-per-view. They'll probably have something to do at least.
Yeah.
Hangman, and then he'll definitely have obviously a pay-per-view match for sure. So I think that was the last of the Eddie run because I'm okay with dropping him even if he ends up having something with Hook or whoever. I'm not worried about that because Swerve will have a higher profile match and probably win. So I'm gonna drop Eddie for Swerve for my last final drop before the pay-per-view. Might as well burn it, right?
Right.
So there you go.
And JPO, you still got
2, and you do have a Darby Allin issue now that he's out, so that is a potential if you want to. If you can think of anybody you want to throw on there, it's up to you. I can make a suggestion or two if you need
Yeah,
help.
let me hear you guys out. What do you think?
I will say there is
Who's
another tournament.
probable?
There's a tournament guy that nobody has. Mascara Dorada is in the tournament, and nobody has him right now. So that could at least be tournament points, for participation.
And I'm sure he gets at least one victory.
He's gonna get at least one.
He already did.
Oh, he already has. Oh,
I hope he'll get more. I don't think they're gonna jump. No one gets because everyone fights everyone. Usually, no one gets jumped out too hard unless you're Jay Lethal.
I hear Private Party are a good tag team. You could probably pick them up.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't need a tag team. He needs a replacement for Darby, like a singles person.
He was joking about Private Party, the dick.
I know.
Danhausen's on the roster.
I goddamn it. Anywho, yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna take Mascara Dorada.
Okay.
For Darby.
You could pick Hechicero as well, but he's on the Ring of Honor pay per view, not the tournament. And Mascara Dorada's at least on the tournament, so you at least get
guaranteed TV.
Points.
Yeah.
Yeah, and unfortunately, you can't take Perry because Jacob has Jurassic Express as a tag team, so you can't take him as the replacement. But I would say that's at least a tournament participation viable option.
Yeah, versus what should be nothing.
Again, I'm not one of those guys who's going to be like, take a guy who's not going to get any match. Like, I'm just trying to think of people who are on TV at least, that could get you some points. I'm a fair man.
And I'm just being silly. Yeah, because I'm silly.
You still have a pretty solid roster other than that, so I think you're still doing good.
Yeah. No, I know for the most part I was lucky this season.
So, and you still have one
as far as dropping wise.
Well, and you still have literally one still in the chamber if somebody else something should happen, or even if somebody pops up before the pay-per-view, like if somebody's going to have out of nowhere have a match on the pay-per-view and you want to drop somebody who's not going to be in the tournament finals and you want to drop somebody else who pops back up, you still have one more in the chamber, so you literally still have an option.
So when Brody King doesn't show up for the pay-per-view because he's not booked, but Big Boom AJ does, be ready for that drop.
Yeah. All right. Let's hit some quick news. We'll do kind of a shorter news segment. Let's just hit the main points, kind of rapid fire.
Yeah, I don't have a long list. I got stuff, but it's shorter than normal.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you want to take lead on the news, that's fine. I'm gonna step away for like 2 seconds. I'll be right back. But go ahead.
Okay, yeah. I'll save the Saturday night's main event for the end then, because we're gonna share some graphics. But for now, we're heading into a big cage match again. This time it's TNA versus NXT for December 18th. So about a week away here. Team TNA will be Mike Santana, the Hardys, Steve Macklin, and a mystery partner taking on Stax, Lexus King, Brooke Jensen, Tyson DuPont, and Tariq Igwe. Mike Cardona was supposed to be part of the match, but he got injured. I'm thinking Cardona comes in the match anyway and screws over TNA. That's my prediction.
Still won't get a match for NXT.
He's coming, baby.
Is this just going to be a normal cage match, or is it going to be a lethal lockdown situation?
I don't know if they've specified. I kept reading cage, so.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too. It's
right.
5-on-5 in a cage just is a lot.
I mean, like you said, if they could lethal lockdown, it's kind of like a simpler way to do a war games, or with one cage.
Well,
we'll see.
All your best TNA guys versus your mid-tier NXT.
I know. It's almost this feeling like the Invasion 2001, where it's like, who do we have? Do we have Sting? No. Flair? No. We have Palumbo and O'Hare. Oh shit. Not surprising, Santana will take on Kazarian at Genesis pay-per-view on January 17th. If you haven't seen it, the Street Fighter teaser is out, y'all. So if you want to get some quick glimpses of
I shared the Cody picture in our group. Yeah, they put out like a
that's actually the only reason I knew that teaser even dropped, because I was like, where did he see that? I'm like, oh shit, is there a trailer?
That's somebody posted that was like an official image on Facebook, and it was official. So yeah.
No,
I,
there's like I said, it's a brief minute like trailer or teaser. So yeah, no, there's video. It's a video technically. It's a screenshot of a video. So yeah, check
Yeah.
that out. Like little quick shots of the whole cast, him, Roman, Andrew Schultz, Eric Andre.
Alex, UFC featherweight champion Alex Volkanovski plays a character as well.
No one
Yeah.
knows. I don't know who that is.
Who the fuck is
People
it?
who might.
I haven't been in tune with UFC since like
Yeah,
2008, so there you go.
yeah, there we go, baby.
Yeah,
That
he's got
almost
the
feels
hair.
like a spoof, but it's real, baby.
It feels like something. It feels like he hopped over the bar, a naked gun, and like poofed his hair up.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, it looks like if you ever played Tekken, it looks like Paul from Tekken more than that.
Yeah, a little bit.
I know
But,
the teaser does end too, which I really enjoyed with the certain character just beating the shit out of a car. If you remember that level, that
Oh, yeah.
bonus level,
The bonus level.
they're doing it in the movie.
Nice.
I think this movie's going to be gloriously awful, and I'm here for it.
Teaser was fun. We'll see if they're really just going for like we got pro wrestlers, we got comedians, like we're just having fun, like we're not taking it too seriously. Speaking of some other title changes besides just the Babes of Wrath. Stax is your new TNA International Champion, so a little bit more of NXT guys holding TNA titles. Sammy Guevara and the Beast Mortos are your Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions, and Mercedes Moné lost another belt. She lost to Red Velvet for the Ring of Honor Television Championship.
The downfall starts.
What's that?
Said the downfall starts.
Yeah, well, I think it started with Chris, and yeah, now it's starting continuing here. Yeah, we mentioned Steve Borden on the same pre-show dark match. Ortiz returned, Santana's Ortiz, if you will. First time in a little less than 2 years. And so, when the last time we saw Ortiz on television, January of 24. So, so we'll see if he gets on
And
TV.
where's Keith Lee?
Again.
Sitting at home.
We'll see him in January of 27. I have
Yeah.
Yeah. And then if you want, I didn't save him, but we could always just do the screen share, Pez.
Sure. All right.
Big old Saturday night's main event. As said, John Cena's idea was let's do a little bit of the current versus the future here. So we do have Cody Rhodes taking on Obafemi, and that's another big result from last week. Obafemi is your new NXT champion, took the title off Ricky Saints. I believe this is for the tag titles because Cody and Oba's not for any title, but I believe this is for the tag titles. AJ Styles and Dragon Lee versus Javon Evans and Leon Slater.
That could be a show stealer. That could be a lot of fun.
That could be a you give him some time. That could be a
give him at least 15 minutes and just let him cook, man. Like, yeah, that could be fun.
Match of the month, who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, and shout out to Leon Slater too, man. Like a TNA guy getting this big Saturday's main event match. That's he must be right there with like a Joe Hendry. Well, Joe Hendry's on the roster now, but like Santana, where it's like they got to have their eye on him. And then Bailey versus Ruka, interesting match we'll see on Saturday's main event as well. And of course, that goes without saying. John Cena, his final match ever with Gunther.
Yeah.
Bring your hankies. Who knows? Some fun videos have been released throughout the week. There's one today where it's like everyone just holding up signs. We can see you, stuff like that. Even Brock does it briefly. Brock not looking at the camera, just to the side and throws it away. He's in it even briefly. So the time is now, guys. The time is up. We've seen this final match Saturday.
All right.
Yeah, that's all I got. Richie, got any other little news, notes, and notables?
Honestly, not particularly. The Cody Rhodes interview with Timothy Chalamet dropped. I didn't realize he was such a big wrestling fan.
Yeah. I'd say it's a mix of wrestling fan and he's plugging that new movie.
He's a new movie, but I was impressed. His favorite pay-per-view of all time is One Night Stand, the first one. Decent choice there.
That's a fun choice rather than just him being like, I love Mania. Like it's like that.
I love Mania.
A real fan, maybe. Yeah.
So I just confirmed that is a world tag title. That is a world tag title match at Saturday's main event. That's confirmed. So let's read that. But yeah, there's not really a lot. I want to do it. I mean, maybe going forward I'll do this. But you know how like Tom and on Brian and Tom's show on Figure 4 Online had the Geek of the Week. I want to highlight what he geek of the week because I thought this was so funny, but it was so sad. I just dropped his return. Man, did Nikki Bella look like a geek? She comes out and she goes, I want a title rematch, and just immediately gets destroyed by Raquel Rodriguez and then disappears. I thought that was like, well, you're not a factor anymore. And I thought that was funny. I was like, well, you were a geek. Anyway, I think so. I think, yeah, I'm just going to look out for geeks now. And that was my geek. That was my geek of the week. I don't know how you rebuild her character, but anyway. But I really don't have like. I think it was a light week in terms of news. The only thing I saw is that it seems like in May they're going to be looking to go to Italy. So as yet,
Italy's been in the pipeline for a while, so that's not a surprise. Like they've been trying to get there for PLE.
As yet unnamed, which hopefully it's not. Was it like
Bash in Rome or something?
or Clash at the Castle, Italy. It's like, Italy, known for and you go like, I don't know. You come up with something creative, I don't know, like well, I can't think of something off my head, but they're creative. Don't just be like don't just do a crown jewel there or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not going to be Clash in the Castle. It's going to be Clash in the Coliseum.
Clash in the Coliseum. That might be what they call it. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised.
I hate that. That's actually kind of.
It's not bad. It's not bad. I'm down.
I wouldn't hate them doing like a series of like clashes, but then like naming it to like something specific to the country or city they're in.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not. I think that'd be a cool gimmick.
Yeah. So. No. Basically, I don't. Yeah, there's not really much. There's not really much going on, to be honest. Just that.
Jesse Ventura will be at Saturday's main event. Confirmed.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
So I don't know, if he'll be, doing any commentary for any of those 4 matches. I'm not sure. We'll see.
I hope not during Cena's match.
Cena's match. Yeah, you could do Cody's
commentary
match.
lately. Yeah, his commentary lately, as when he's been back, just hasn't been.
But you never know. He could just be doing those like roundabout things with Joe Tessitore. Like those little, podium things or whatever. It could just be that. I mean, who knows? They may not even put him on the table. We'll see.
No.
Yeah.
Cole and Michael Cole and Wade Barrett.
I know people. Because people on the internet like to get. Yeah. I know people on the internet like to get flustered and use the term buried way too often because people get, people need to overreact. I know it's surprising, but you if you watch Raw, you may have been forgiven for thinking, they're written off LA Knight. Is he getting buried? No. Apparently, no. He's actually set for a renewed push on his way back. So look out for a lot of LA Knight in 2026. You might actually get that big push. But people are like, oh no, well, he's not the champion. And therefore he's buried. Just wait till things play out. But anyway, cool.
That dude's had more matches and more wins than anybody in WWE in 2020.
Yeah, but he's not buried.
Like you don't know what buried means. You're like not on television, or when you are on once every 3 months you lose. Like that's buried.
I saw one of my favorite quotes is from Baron Corbin. He's like, I read multiple times when people were like, "Bro, WWE must hate you. They buried you with John Cena at SummerSlam." And he goes, "Hey asshole, I wrestled John Cena at SummerSlam. That's not a burial."
It's the same thing. People who were stupid about Joe Hendry at WrestleMania. He's like, they buried Joe Hendry. Like, motherfucker, he was TNA champion. Had a match with Randy Orton, future Hall of Famer, at WrestleMania in front of 60,000
Mania
people.
event as a non-contracted guy against a future #1 Hall of Famer. I think he's okay.
Like,
sure, you could argue a few more minutes would have been cool, but there's no way of saying that's a burial.
But JP, I said to you that same thing. I said, name me any wrestler on the planet that indie wrestler, whatever, like other promotion wrestler that would not take that match at WrestleMania. 100%.
Oh my god, no.
I'll take it.
Are you kidding? Full
100% they would.
entrance.
Oh, I get to
Randy
watch
Yeah,
Randy
it's,
Orton
it's like
in
people,
2000 Mania, even for
Yeah.
3 minutes. Fuck yeah, I'd do it 100%. You know, like
Yeah.
in a second. Like, come on, man. You
Plus,
want your
I've
goal
always
as a
said,
wrestler is to be in WrestleMania. Come on, that's your
I've
goal
always
as a
said
wrestler.
too, if it Serpeds 3, not a squash anymore. So he
Yeah.
went 3.5, almost 4.
Yeah.
people are doing a similar thing with like Jey Uso at the moment because obviously like they're the team that like him and Jimmy were teaming up and they're doing stuff with New Day because they're like, oh, we've got no tag teams, we just do that. But like they're like, oh, they put Jay back in the tag division, they're burying him. Like, you don't see that this might lead to a Jay heel turn or even Jimmy. Like, I don't feel like it's a permanent thing. I feel like I think one of them's going to turn on the other. Like, can you not wait things to play out? Like, maybe it's a permanent move, but I don't buy that it is. So just like, how about like, don't be like hysterical and just just wait things out. Like, I don't know. I like it's clear like they're building towards him being frustrated and him being a heel, and so obviously there's something going to brew there. He's being disingenuous when he's teaming up with that's wrestling 101. That's like the Rockers thing we talked about. But but no, everybody's being buried because they're not the champion.
I know I stepped away for a few seconds. You guys talk about the Smashing Machine at all?
No, yeah.
Just shout out
Nomination for
to
both?
the Smashing Machine. There's two Golden Globe nominations for both The Rock
yeah.
and Emily Blunt. So shout out for that.
Oh, Blunt. Yeah, shout out. Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
both,
no, I said
nominations.
earlier this week, I said, JPO, my dreams are coming true. The Rock and Sandler are getting Golden Globe nominations. Let's do it the
Yeah.
Oscars now.
Yeah,
I
we'll
thought
see if they
Sandler
make
was
the
really good
Oscars.
for Kelly.
Yeah,
I think
haven't watched
Sandler
it
could
yet,
get the
so.
Oscar nomination. I think.
When I
We're
heard,
not a movie channel.
yeah. When I heard Emily Blunt saying read out, I'm like, oh, cool. I think there's a very good chance that Rock's gonna get read out later then. And then when he did, I was like, that's cool. I felt, I mean, it's not wrestling, but I felt bad for like Marlon Wayans has talked about in length about being dyslexic, and then the names he had to read out. I felt I like being struggling with the names and stuff, like the really hard names and shit, and like just butchering them. I felt bad because people aren't kind to that kind of thing. But I felt bad for him. But yeah, I don't know why you put him in this situation, but it is all good.
Mm-hmm.
But it's cool for like I never thought the Rock would be a Golden Globe nominated actor, and you know what, he's the best part of that movie. Obviously, the movie's around it. His acting performance he makes that movie. He's great. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But it's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, shout out to Dwayne Johnson. Will he show up on Saturday? We'll see. And if he does,
we'll start up the final boss heel turn thing. Once again, he won't actually retire. He'll turn heel and keep going as a heel.
I know. I see so many like wrestling groups on Facebook saying that, and I'm like, no. I'm pretty sure John Cena is going to be a man of his word. He's going to wrestle Gunther, and when he's done, he's done. He might show up for an appearance, but I don't think he's getting like physically involved anymore.
I'm sure.
Match.
I'm sure Saudi will offer him heaps of money, but he might turn. He'll probably turn it down. But yeah, he did sign an ambassador deal. I don't know what that means. I think it just means like he'll show up sometimes.
He's just going to keep doing press stuff and media stuff. It's not like he's not going to make appearances. Yeah,
I mean, he has said since day one, like he's not disappearing. He loves the WWE and whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just he's just not going to have a match.
He's not wrestling. I believe the Jorts are being retired, so we'll probably see him in pants.
Yeah.
No, that's just going to be weird.
Yeah, retiring doesn't mean you never show up again and you disappear forever. Yeah, that's of course he's going to be an ambassador. Yeah, do press and stuff and events. So hell, he'll probably still do Make-A-Wish shit. Going forward. I wouldn't be surprised. He's still doing that.
There's no way. I saw a really sweet clip of him on Drew Barrymore's show talking about that. Like, as long as he gets requests, which I think will happen for a little while longer. Like he'll do it, man. Like, he said the very simple fact that the fact that that's anyone's wish. When you could literally get more or less anything, like that's pretty special.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's why he's a leader, man.
Yeah. Other news I just thought of. Looks like Marsha Slamovich is no longer with the company. We were speculating whether she'd be taken off TV because of the allegations or whatnot, and looks like they just let her contract expire. So she's not in the company, which is I never thought I would say that a few months ago because she was one of the bigger stars of that division. So we'll see how her career shakes up. But yeah, because I obviously I've always thought she's a really good worker, but obviously she does some stuff to deal with. So yeah, there you go. That's that.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, so we'll
Right, well,
reconvene next week. We'll talk some John Cena. I'm sure his final match, maybe a little more about his career, his in-ring career. Now that it is just about over. So yeah, come back next week for that.
There's also some weird. Sorry, there was also some weird debuts on it that I never thought would ever happen in 2025. So, okay, you had Brock Anderson, which whatever, but then you had C.W. Anderson. C.W. Anderson showed up, and then the former Bear Bronson. Was it Bear Bronson? I can't remember which one's the.
It's Bear Bronson. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Bear Boulder, I think, is canceled.
Yeah, Bear Bronson, who's actually been he's been quite in demand, really. I even heard AEW was thinking about bringing him back. So, but
he got into shape too. Like if you look at early Bear Country, he's a bit of a chubbier guy. He got into better shape. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, good for him. And it looks like he might land in TNA for a little bit, at least for a bit.
I was only hesitant on that announcement because if you remember a couple months back, Enzo Amore, Zilla Fatu, and Josh Bishop also popped up. And like
then,
Enzo cut a promo, and then we never saw them again. So like TNA does kind of just do shit like that sometimes, and like that never gets followed up. So I'm like, are they there? I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know. Yeah, it's like, but I feel like they might now that they've got like more money at their with that AMC deal going. That maybe they'll have more money to sign people. I don't know, to longer term deals. I don't know.
All right, fine, Carlos. I'll sign a contract.
Fine. Yes. Yeah. Look. I will sign the big up and coming talent, C.W. Anderson. I will sign you to 5 years. No, but look, that's probably the best use of Brock Anderson in a tag team. So we'll see what happens. But yeah,
anything else?
I believe also the Righteous also popped up on TNA too. Dutch and Vincent.
Yeah, which I swear they're going to show up in WWE, but then I mean, they still might.
Yeah, there was one. I think they were one of those teams that they were kind of in between. They did like the Ring of Honor run, didn't really do much there, and there was talks of like where could they go? Maybe WWE has interest, maybe this, maybe that. So either TNA gave them maybe their only deal, maybe their best deal. Who knows?
Yeah. That's pretty much that. Yeah, I swear I don't have anything else. All right.
Once again, yeah, we will come back next week. Richie, I am going to give it back to you, but it's for anything you want to plug.
Okay. Anyway, also, no, just kidding. Yeah, I want to plug anything. You can find me on.
Fuck you.
Fuck you, what?
I heard you could fuck me on. That's what I heard.
On Grindr, Tinder, all your favorite dating app profiles, Hinge, or whatever you like.
If you want to be lonely, I won't be lonely with you.
Well, yeah, you can do that if you want, but you can also find me at Wheel of Movies. Next week, we'll be talking Jingle All the Way, the Christmas classic, and then come back here. Also, I did a match while with that far recently that got uploaded recently. Check that out. And got a recast coming out where I'll be talking about Christmas Vacation. So got to think about who put it in there. So that'd be fun. Check all that out, and yeah, if you're looking for me in a multiplex, I'm not there. Anyway, here you go.
Multiplex, the coolest kids in town. I mean, you can find me on multiplex though, so now this is awkward. So I get kicked off. Fucking, guys, we got the Periscope. We do some ASAPs, do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Maybe Pez will defend a tag title soon. We'll see. We're gonna get that all situated. I like to still rank them sometimes too, but I call them rankets. They're different. Newsbomb always mentions it too. I promise Brian will do one soon. Calm down. And then the Periscope, we got some more stuff over there. We got some title defenses recently for the Periscope, for wrestling trivia. We mentioned RPW earlier. We're back January 9th. We're still uploading a little bit of the December show or the September show actually, technically, because we wanted to kind of hype the January show and whatnot. So check out that YouTube. And popping up all over the place. I just defended my Just Eclipse championship and my solo champion. Tune in and find out. But I might not be. Fuck.
That's the one that nobody ever defends. That I didn't defend it. It's fucking hard to defend.
I'm a two-timer. I'm a two-timer.
I've also won it twice, and I didn't defend either time. It sucks. It's hard. So yeah.
In fact, you know how those fun three-way eliminations where the champion gets eliminated right away?
Yeah,
that happened to me. I didn't make it long.
Yeah, man, it's a tough one to defend. Right?
I forgot. I've never seen Bring Her Back, so I said, "Don't look back." Fuck.
That's what it is.
Racist shit. That's unfair. I saw this scene with the table, and it disturbed the shit out of me, and I never went back.
It's a very fucked up movie.
I purposely avoided it.
Pez, what do you got going on?
Movie Hero Network, all kinds of hosting and co-hosting stuff over there. We got a couple of holiday shows next week. We'll do a tier ranker of the holiday movies of the 21st century, so just all kinds of stuff since 2000, and then we're going to do a Christmas just blind voting tournament, so that should be just a quick, easy, fun show. And then tomorrow night the Ladder Series Championship. I think JPO and Richie are on there, so that'll be a whole half bracket of 87, 86 movies.
I'm not there.
And neither RoboCop nor Predator is on the list. That fucking sucks. I was so heartbroken in 87. Yeah. Fuck.
What did they lose to?
They went up against each other in the first round. Damn you, Malcolm, and your fucking
Princess
randomizer.
Bride,
and then Princess Bride fucking knocked out RoboCop right after that. God damn
it. Happened. That's a tricky bitch of tournament fights.
Yeah.
It sounds crazy on paper, then once you explain it, it's like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I know. Because you think of course, at least one of those are me. Yeah. And nope. So, tricky one, but that should be a quick, fun show.
I'm not against rigging the tournament every once in a while. If I see that, I'm like, no, I'm going to respin. This is my one mulligan.
And then it seemed like there was weird things because then Princess Bride in the first round went up. It was Princess Bride versus Prince of Darkness. I was like, that's too much of a coincidence. That's not real. I'm like, what are we doing here? So I don't know, goofy shit like that. But I've had it happen to me too. Totally random.
Yeah, no, me too.
Wheel of Movies next week, Jingle All the Way, recast, all that shit. So Movie Hero Network and other things. Go on the Movie Hero Network Facebook page. I've done some other watch alongs and shit recently in the last week. So commentaries and stuff. So check that out. That's it.
Yeah. And you can catch me here next week talking some John Cena.
John Cena. And his name is John Cena.
You got Super Slam.
Super Slam. We're only $29.99. Super Slam.
Yeah, that's the best, right?
Goodbye.
Bye.